Hey guys.
Hey, hey.
Hey girl. Jessica, Angel, Pamela, Cracker Finders. That's Sherry. Cracker Finders. Good evening, Pamela. Girl, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty brain dead.
I am completely brain dead. And I'm not even gonna lie, I just ran up here and made it just in time for like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown.
Hey GB.
Guys, are y'all as brain dead as us right now with all of these cases happening?
When I saw that they were looking WFLA today, and when I saw that they were looking in a landfill, I just thought automatically it was probably looking for more of Stephanie. And then it's Kathleen Moore. I'm like, what is going on? Hey, Kenny. Look at Kenny coming in here with both guns blazing.
I would
Yes,
expect nothing less.
Kenny, if you go to meetme.com, you could probably get a couple. Let me get that video up of Weirdo. So I guess tonight we're gonna stay on this confusion of Stephanie, April, the kid, the biological father, the fake father, the guy overdosing on the bed. Is that the father?
I don't know if we mentioned that guy.
Oh, we're gonna mention him tonight. Benton. It's not the cases for me. Yeah, this is pretty. Let me put my trigger warning up if I could find it. I don't think we're really going to talk about what Kessler did to Stephanie tonight. We're just going to talk about what we found in April. And that guy on the bed, that's just scary. Hey, Nita. And then, of course, we're going to go over the beautiful video of Mr. Kessler where we don't think the cam's on.
Yeah, he seems to do that a lot.
Yeah, and the personality of the little girl. We're not going to show the girl, but we're going to let you listen to a clip that she's playing with the cat, April's daughter. And I don't know why, but she scares me. Like, I'm not saying this in a mean way or like a Annabelle scary movie way, but this little girl, for some reason, she scares me. Like,
There's a bit of a darkness there. Maybe.
just get a weird. You guys will see. We're not going to show her face or anything, but we're going to listen to her voice when she's playing with this little kitty. Let's go ahead and start that. And Weirdo staring into the camera. Oh my gosh, this guy. Special kind of special, I tell ya. Holy shit. Sorry, guys. Let me get my hearing back. This creeper. But you have to think about it. Stephanie, go back on the dates again that we were talking about. Stephanie's missing in
Okay, well, let me open up my page. I'm not
November. Yeah, they found her November 11th.
Yes. And then April died early September.
September 12th or 21st.
I don't have the date written down.
Oh, that's right. It's September 2021. Oh, this guy's a creeper. Let's wait a couple. Hey, Alma. Hey, Jessica. Let's wait a couple minutes. This is the highlight right here.
Oh, there will be reading, Kenny.
Actually, Kenny, there's not too much to read. Just some post from a Woolridge. Oh my gosh, I'm brain dead today. But I think after this, we need to. I think after we show these two videos, I think we need to show the pictures of the bedroom scene.
Yeah,
And
and maybe y'all can help us figure out what is going on in this picture.
yeah, we're gonna piece this together, guys.
Or
'Cause
pictures, I should say.
this is a lot of branches. And who is the third DNA?
That is the question.
Hey, Kara.
Kenny bedroom scene.
A bedroom. Oh, there's a bedroom scene, all right. But even like that other one, like, I mean, are people just like reading the news and they see Heidi Plank's being looked for in a landfill, and then this woman body parts, and now Kathleen Moore is in a landfill, and talk about dumpster diving. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not taking any trips to Florida anytime soon.
Yep. And I don't have any plans of going back down there just to visit my kids anytime soon.
Tell them to run for the hills.
No, girl, the hills have eyes.
You're not wrong about that. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we can play this video again afterwards. Let's go ahead. So you can explain this video. This is really just him not even knowing maybe if the camera's on, and it's very short.
That's about all there is to it. He doesn't know what he's doing.
And then following this video is April's daughter, but you can't see her, right?
I think you blurred her out. We're not going to show her.
Yeah, the only thing that shows is her hand. This is the cat video with the anonymity. I'm like Nemo, I can't say it.
Yeah, he's got an anonymous mask. QAnon.
But listen to the little girl when she talks about just here we go. Just listen. I don't know why this little girl just. I feel really bad for her, like really bad.
Do you have the volume on?
I do. You can't hear it?
I can now.
Can you hear it?
Not anymore, no.
Hang on, guys. Off the beaten path, off the beaten path. Let's hit the volume button. Let me go back to the creeper. Okay, tell me if you can hear it.
Yeah, I can. Maybe not.
I don't know. It's that little.
Could you make out what she was saying?
Yes.
I don't think that they could hear it. Oh, like all the way. Yeah, it was a cat in a mask.
So the sound wasn't good?
It was a little quiet.
Hang on, guys. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, this gives me the creepers. Here we go. How's that?
Better. Can you just tell them what she's saying? Because I think it's just a little too quiet.
Can you guys really not hear that?
I don't know why.
You can't hear that.
Barely. And only through certain parts for some reason.
I don't know. I mean,
Was
it's
she
like
saying something about hacking?
She says, I mean, this volume is on 100. Tell me if you can hear it now. She says that she talks about the PC hackers and that she's going to kill them. And that the little cat is black inside. And I don't know, it's weird. Like, how does she even know about this stuff? Can you hear this?
Not really. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
On Facebook, it's really loud.
Huh?
I was telling them when you're on Facebook, it's super loud. So I don't know why.
Let me go right to the Facebook link because it doesn't show. Let me see something.
Just hide your screen. Alma, I'm going to run that picture past someone tonight, and I'm going to get a good answer on that. But from what I was told earlier, I just don't think so.
Yeah, she got a real good description. Oh my gosh.
And a photographic lesson. Oh my, I didn't need that.
All right, there it is.
Okay, so the little girl, this is April's daughter, and it's the little girl that was at the house when all of this happened, and the one that is or was in his custody.
Well, this is the one that they were thinking that he was the biological father.
They thought, but we
Robert
found
Kessler, but he's not. He's not the biological father. The biological father is Woolridge. I can't.
Nose did not have a child. Nose was in custody of the child. That's Robert Kessler.
Yeah, he had custody of the kid. But everything seemed to happen in that kid's bedroom.
We can explain the custody situation if y'all don't know about that. I'll just tell you now. Okay, so basically, they met in 2014, April and Robert. And she was on drugs really bad at the time, had a lot of issues going on. And so because they were living together, when CPS gets involved, anyone living in the house has to be cleared. And if there's any issues, they have to take potential classes or follow certain steps. She was given drug classes, parenting classes, etc. And he was only given, I want to say, it was something around temperament and family classes. So he took his classes, he passed them, he finished everything up. She didn't complete her classes. And so CPS gave him custody. So this whole time she's been trying to get custody back of her daughter. And now she's no longer alive, and the family was not given custody either.
I can't play that off the Facebook page without it showing where it comes from. It's impossible.
Kara, no, she wasn't still living there. We're going to dive into that as well.
Yeah, we can't. I don't know. I hear that. That thing is blaring in my ear when I play that.
The last live, we were under the impression that he was the father, but we've learned a lot more since the last live. The last live, we were literally, that was the first day we had pretty much heard of this case. So we've done a lot of digging since
Yeah,
then. We're still
they
not.
stated that.
Go ahead.
Oh, you know what we're gonna start with? We're gonna start with the cousins.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna start with. There we go. And I
The
know
girl
I
is in
have it. Yeah. So explain what video we're gonna. This is about 30 minutes long, guys. 22 minutes. I'll go a little faster, but this video is.
This will answer a lot of questions.
If I can find it, I'm brain dead, guys. This you got to bear with us tonight because we were all talking about stuff this morning. They're bearing to the left. I'm running over, stuck in Heidi Plank.
Yeah, Kaz and I kind of took a left turn and started diving into this family, and I just don't even know.
All right, I'm looking for that video. I know I saved it, but shoot, gosh.
So you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking. I feel like he could have potentially played into that overdose to get custody, because Facebook is a very useful tool sometimes, and you can really look in and get a good feeling for someone. The little girl's got a Facebook of her own, and it's largely ran by the little girl and also ran by
That's
Robert.
so bothersome.
Their relationship is so close, and I can't leave this case alone right now because I'm so concerned for her, and I know she's alive and she's not one of the victims, but in my head, I don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's just a weird relationship with all of them. All right, here we go.
Hi.
Yeah, she is a victim. You're right.
We don't. This is
Can you
actually
hear
not
this?
going live because there's a numerous
Yeah,
amount
it
of
was a little
questions
quiet
and
anyway.
concerns. The well-being of my case. There's questions about my sister April Thompson, and there's a lot of questions about our connection to Robert Kessler. So this interview that we did yesterday was kind of going on the spot with me and asking some general questions. So I do it in advance. I'm going to do everything I can to answer them to the fullest. I'm going to, as any questions come in or any other concerns, I will answer them as well to the best of my abilities. I do put out a public apology for the fact that I may not be able to go into detail on some questions, as my sister's case is an ongoing investigation currently with the Tampa Police Department. So I do apologize. And as well, I don't think that I'm overlooking any questions. My sister-in-law and I actually went ahead and tried to write down the majority of the questions that you guys sent me via email or over social media.
And since we are live, many of you know me as Shamaria, and others of you don't. I am also the second aunt to my niece. I do ask for privacy reasons because I care about her so much. Please do not put her name in the comments just for her safety, because I know that the interview also blurred out her name. So we ask out of respect from her and people that want to know more. Please refrain from saying her name. But at this time, we did try to write down majority of the questions. If you do have more questions, we do encourage in the comments live to ask as many as possible. As my sister has said, for legal reasons, we can't go into it just due to the case still being active with us, keeping the identity of our niece safe, as well as Mr. Kessler is currently.
Girl, why don't you fill them in real quick who these people are?
Okay, so I don't know
They're
if
asking
they're
fraternal.
This is all related to April, and I'm still digging in, still trying to find. This girl on the left is related to her mother, I believe. The one on the right, I would assume the same because they're acting as if they're very close, but I don't know that 100%. I haven't found the one on the right yet.
It's almost like the girl. It's almost like the girl on the right is married to the girls on the left brother somehow. Like she's married into the family. They call April their niece, cousin.
Oh no, they're calling the little girl their niece.
This is April, the mother of the little girl with the cat mask that was supposedly died of an overdose. But now we'll get into what her friends were saying about that and the ex-husband and her new husband after this video. This is her family talking about Robert Kessler, April, and what they can
Custody
tell you about
issues
what's
as well.
going on with April.
Going to trial tomorrow, so we're going to answer as possible.
Again, before we dive into the questions, I did want to say and take a moment. My family and I would just like to express some gratitude to you all. A lot of you have sent some very heartfelt messages and concerns for my niece, which I am greatly, greatly appreciative to, because you're helping us express light that we have been battling to show for many years. So I just want to express it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And thank you for asking questions about my sister and just wanting to be supportive in every way you can possible. I truly thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And we're going to dive into the questions, and I'm going to shut them out. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's definitely an emotional moment, especially with a wave of strangers. So the first question that a lot of you have asked was, who is Robert Kessler to our family, as well as what is his involvement with us?
So Robert Kessler is an individual that my sister April Thompson had met in the past during her downtime. She met him around 2014. I would say early to mid 2014 she had met him. She had assured our family that he was a friend, going to help her out, and he was a guy looking to just be supportive and be a good friend. At that time, we feeling confident because we were seeing a side of him that was only, positive and very upbeat and very kind and warming. So we tend to have our guard down. As time progressed, his true colors showed. He expressed, numerous violent tendencies and behaviors and very, aggressive acts out. Robert Kessler is someone unfortunately labeled on paperwork as my niece's father. Again, that is something that I will definitely go into more detail as these questions proceed and as his life proceeds on. Please understand that he is not of direct blood relation to our family. He's unfortunately just an individual that my sister got involved with and has basically been here for the ride for some years now. I guess at the time, my sister, when she eventually started off a friendship with him, it did become romantic to a point, and she saw to him as potentially being a father figure to my niece. And that's as much as I can say on that aspect as who Robert Kessler is.
So, to be a potential father to my niece, which she's talking about the little girl with the kitty mask. So he's how old? 69?
Yes, he was 61 when the daughter was born.
And April passed away when she was 33 or 34.
I'm not 100% sure on her age. Right now, that is a muddy detail for me in all of this stuff. I wanted to say 32,
it's 33 or 34. Okay, well, it could be 32. It's either 32, 33, or 34. So, obviously, this man likes younger women, but he took a very liking to the little girl. Even with Stephanie, met her at McDonald's, lured her with the little girl to come back to the house. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if he's not like a second cousin to Phelps or Norton.
I wouldn't either. The same way we met them, like too many similarities.
I can't even think about that yet. It's weird with the kid relationship. He's very close to the kid, from what Iconic has found in all of the videos. Like, he is just a creeper.
My
But
head wants to say no. My heart wants to just avoid that altogether because I'm terrified of
yeah, that's
that being.
how I feel about it. But we do know that Stephanie Crone-Overholt's son, Sean, who is mad and yelling at Kessler, he actually met his wife on meetme.com. Well, we don't know if he met the wife. We know that he was on there before. Now he's married, so he could have met his wife on meetme.com. What is up with that meetme.com and all of these situations?
I don't know, but ladies, please stay off of it. Meet me.
Meet MEAT. I'm only kidding. MEETME.com. But it was funny because I never even thought about that meetme.com with Norton and Phelps being a part of that group with the MEAT until you bad people told me about it. I blame all of you.
Meanwhile,
It's
hanging
your
out on the
fault.
dark.
99. Yeah, you should be that almost 100% sure. Your fault. Meet me. That's not funny. It's MEET, Kenny. But James Phelps and Tim Norton from the Cannibal Cassidy farm. Oh,
I'm not sure
having.
anybody told them it wasn't that kind of meat.
You wanted, before I forget, it just popped in my mind. Do you know who reposted the cannibal next to my golf course today?
Who?
Go look.
Oh Lord. Okay, give me one second.
He reposted it. The kid did. I don't know. I forgot.
Why?
I forgot to
Stephen
look if he
Thompson made
added
that.
anything. But I saw Catazanza re-uploaded Cannibal near my golf course, and I thought,
I
oh
wonder if
shit.
he left stuff out because stuff in the police was still being investigated, but now more details have come out.
Hey, PB and J. Okay, let's get back into this video. And one more thing I'm going to say now before we forget, because the next parts are going to make me really brain dead. Mo and Boots sent us some really great footage. They were actually at the Hope and Flower inside the building and in the garage part. And they're going to join us on a live in the next couple of days and break down what they were looking at.
Oh, it's juicy.
Kenny, if you don't behave yourself, I'm going to put Velcro sticker on the end of your nose and Velcro to the wall. Jeez. So what? But PB and J, we're gonna go over what you sent me on Twitter because that was like, I see it's PB and J's fault what happened to me today.
That was a whole deep dive.
We had plans to dive into April, the Facebook, the guy that looks like he's dead on the bed, the pervy from the camera view. Oh, I didn't get that in the folder with the image in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have that. And then we have Susan. Then we had the third DNA coming out, and then we looked thinking that they're looking for more of Stephanie Crone-Overholt's body parts, and they're looking for another completely different human being, Kathleen Moore. Yeah, we are, Jessica. Okay, let's continue. So basically, they're telling us what a complete weirdo this Robert Kessler is, and he is not the father of this baby. I bet he's telling the police he's the biological father.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, he's a loony. All right, here we go. Let's listen to the niece and the other niece.
The second question, which a lot of you will ask, is during the circumstance, how did Robert gain custody?
So we can take it back to 2015. My sister and Robert actually started living together, full time, full on, back here in Florida. In 2014, with my niece when she was younger, they actually went over the road and got to know each other and spend time with each other. But 2015, they came back to Florida. You know, things seemed fine. Everything seemed okay. They still seemed okay at the time. As a few months progressed on, they actually ended up into a major disagreement and blowout to the point that Robert actually was arrested for battery on my sister. During this time, CPS was involved. We had to go through an ordeal with them at this time as we gained temporary custody of my niece. And during that time of battling and going up and down the court systems, Robert was only required to complete parenting classes. My sister was given parenting classes as well. He was also advised to take anger management classes as well due to the aggressive behavior that he distributed out. So he completed those two classes and went to court and coincided with what CPS and the system wanted. Because of him completing that, despite evidence that we had showing his true behavior, the court ended up ruling him full custody back of my niece, and my sister was then put on visitation requirements as she did not complete her.
The third question that a lot of you had was, how was April involved with Kessler?
So that question is kind of a follow-up to everything that I just previously stated to you all. April was involved with him as, you know, a friend. It started, then it became romantic partner, you know, slash a father to Amanda. And the thing was, to my niece, you know, he was involved with her and her well-being. April had basically kept him in her life, and she was persistent that despite everything that she had endured, she wanted to keep him there, and she wanted to keep fixing things as she thought he was just a person that could be repaired.
The fourth question that we have from a lot of people since we were going through this was, how long has the family been fighting with DCF / the system?
Again, with this question, we have been battling for, she's going to be 8 soon. So his battle's been about a 7-year battle, 6.5-year battle, going on with the court systems to show this man's true behaviors. As I stated, he has acted out in front of CPS publicly. They have been witnesses, case managers have been witnesses. Numerous other individuals have witnessed his behaviors and erratical tendencies. They have proof of his records, as you know, that's all on public display. So currently, it's been about 7 years as she is going on the age of 8.
Another question that everyone had, especially those who did not know her, they wanted to know, tell a little more about April.
So a little bit about my sister. She's great. She was not perfect, but she's a good person. In the end, and that's what matters to me as her little sister, she wanted to do things different. She wanted to be a better mom. She wanted to be a better woman. She wanted to just be a better person. Anytime she encountered anyone, she loved them. She would do anything for those she loved. She'd go to battle for those she loved. Did she have her difficulties? Of course. Did she have her personal turmoils? Of course. We're not perfect. I will not pretend and say we are, but as for my sister, I will remember her for her endurance, and I'll remember her for her perseverance, because no matter what came her way, no matter how long it may have taken a day, it may have taken years, but she could overcome it. And in the end, she was a wonderful woman, and she wanted to do right, and she wanted to love her daughter.
And even when I came in 2017, because I had known my sisters.
Okay, so it is her sister. April is the one on the left sister. So I'm guessing April has a brother as well. I think she has a couple of brothers, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the lady on the right is probably married to one of April's brothers. And she did say what she goes by on Facebook in the beginning, so maybe we can go back later and look at her.
Alma, they
Yeah,
recorded it for
April.
Facebook.
April was definitely not perfect. We'll get into that, but unless you have something you want to say in between this part, because you know a lot about April's family. Oh, I was so stuck in the Golanus web today. I couldn't get out of it, man. I was
Well,
like, somebody send me a lifeline, get me out of this rabbit hole. I can't take anymore in this Beverly Hills neighborhood.
there's a lot of conflicting information about whether or not she was actually clean because, we heard she died from an overdose. But when we look in a few minutes, we're going to see that that might not necessarily be the case. So I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, that might not be the case when you hear messages. And we're not sure. She's got a couple of men that are her husband. We know that she's definitely legally married to one person. I did not have time to go look on Ancestry because I'm lazy. I'm only kidding. I was really stuck in that Golanus hole today. I don't know why, but I couldn't get out. I was begging you and Kaz to send me a lifeline. They,
We just
you guys kept
jumped ship.
throwing names at me from this side, and I'm like, and I kept throwing links back to and here I am digging in the FBI prison system and sending you links to Golanus and his father. And you're talking, oh my god,
You're like, who are y'all talking about? What are y'all doing?
Asha Shalina. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I am like so in this FBI profile page that they're going to be showing up at my house. And then this morning, that crazy knock. Oh shit, the FBI's here. My God, I rolled between my bed and my window. Okay, so shall we continue?
Let's do it.
Okay. So she is the sister, and look at her crying and wiping her tears. Oh, gosh. But I don't get it. Why? Kessler must have been super charming to attract all these younger girls because Stephanie was also young.
Brother for such a long time, way past 2017, and we got romantically involved. April opened her arms to me and was instantly like, "Oh, hey, you're Bubba's girlfriend," and all these things. And I was feeling nervous because at the time I was going through my own personal.
Wait a second. Shalina came here because I was searching for videos about my sister, and it led me here. It's sad what's going on. Shalina, who is your sister? Yeah, it's nice of the Nightbots to show up. Hi, guys.
Kathleen's little sister.
You're Kathleen Moore's little sister? I am so sorry, Shalina.
I'm shaken for you guys.
Yeah, we were talking about Shalina privately today, and I was absolutely mind blown when I saw that story today. Because the reason why we're mentioning your sister, and we're going to mention her at the end, because I'm going to do a video on your sister tomorrow and upload actually, is because we're following a case of a woman, Stephanie, who was dismembered in the area where your sister lives, and they found Stephanie's body parts. And I thought when I had seen the landfill that they were looking for more of Stephanie. And then I saw Kathleen Moore and I was like, what is going on in this world? I am sorry, Shalina.
You have a community behind you.
Yes, you do. And I'm doing a video drop on your sister tomorrow because that's absolutely heartbreaking. But we would like to, I'm going to drop you my email. We would love to talk to you. Yeah, that's horrible, Shalina. I'm sorry. But we would definitely like to hear about your sister. Who she was, she was about, definitely. Definitely. I am going to drop you my email, Shalina.
Battles and just having April there to just laugh about everything, have her first experience on a hoverboard with our niece, and just seeing the brightness she had. And as every human, as my sister said, she had her own difficulties, but she was trying to attempt to be a better, not only family woman for her daughter, but also for her siblings and for her family and friends that she cared about. That she said, even if you're not blood, you're still family to me. And so that's one thing that we definitely want to keep her legacy for, and that's why we're fighting so hard to get our niece back. And the next question that a lot of you had was, prior to the treatment, before April's death, how did Kessler treat her? And from my personal experience, sometimes April and I would sit in the living room. There were a couple of calls where he would yell at her and scream at her, say all these profanic things and horrific things that you should not say to someone that you claim that you love, let alone someone that has the child that you're taking care for. And it was just not a good relationship. She tried to keep that image of a good family, a perfect family for her daughter. But at that moment, Kessler showed his true colors, and especially after everything that happened, his genuine true colors showed not only to family and friends, but also to strangers. And it was a radical.
Um, Again, to touch up as well as what Shamari is stating, she is not wrong at all. I'm sorry. For Robert, how he treated my sister was very manipulative, very toxic, very unhealthy. In the end, it was just awful. I don't like to judge others. It's something I don't take happiness in. I don't enjoy doing this, but I can honestly say that Robert is a very evil man. He was very abusive on every level you can think of to my sister. I don't have anything positive to say.
The audio got really low.
He knew how to
That's because it's windy where they're at.
things and
I
get
can't
her
fix
to
that. It's their
see it
wind.
from his perspective and manipulate her and basically make. He treated her as such. He treated her like she was, always wrong, and it was always her fault. He can never take any self-acknowledgement, and he can never take responsibility for his actions. So for me, no, I don't have anything positive to say about his treatment towards my sister, especially in the later moments of her life.
Another question that a lot of you have asked was, have we tried to obtain custody in the past?
Yes. So again, it's a little bit coinciding with some previous questions, but yes, we have tried over and over again to get custody of my niece. We had temporary custody of, my niece during, Robert and my sister's, classes that they were assigned to due to the other responsibilities and lists that were given out to them. So please don't think that we just popped up out of the blue, just now trying to get custody of her. We have been paddling for years. It's been constant. We have reached out to local law enforcement. We have reached out to CPS. We've submitted every bit of evidence. We have had witnesses. We have tried to testify. And in a matter of the courtroom, we were actually dismissed, and a judge told our family that we had no rights, all because we are not, her biological mom or dad, not listed on her birth certificate, but we are her family, and we love her very much, and we really, really want her to come home.
Because even in the court of law, legal steps take a lot of time. While the news may broadcast something as fast in a few minutes or repeat the information, especially with court cases such as drastic as this, and especially when it comes to a child and family members and legal paper things, it's going to take a long time. And so if you could just understand that we have been trying for years, including myself, with my family as well, we're trying our best to take steps to make sure that she's going to be safe and not just do something rational where it could put her in danger. So that's why we've tried to take every legal steps that we could.
Yes, that is 100%. I will. Yes, 100%.
So another question that was asked, especially when it comes to our family, was, how has he acted personally against the family?
Do you want to answer this first, or would you like me to answer this one first? I feel like we both have deep opinions to say about this.
Yeah, you could go first.
I've had a lot of self-encounters with Robert. I can 100% attest to you that he is a very violent person. I've had threats made from him. I've had him harass me, text messages, social media, phone calls, threatening voicemails, coming up to my jobs in the past, harassing me, reaching out to friends of mine, harassing me as well, making threats. He's always been, not always, I'm sorry, that's the fortress word. Ever since the custody proceedings started to take place and Amanda was back home with us and our family, Robert tended to just lash out. and he wanted to lash out at anyone in my family. He, like I said, he ended up getting that charge for battery on my sister as well. He was actually arrested for identity theft on my father. So yes, I have not so many good encounters with Robert, and normally 9 times out of 10, it's very aggressive and a very intense reactions to my family. 1 out of 10, it may be a nice one, but again, that was a very small chance. And usually when he wanted something or was trying to obtain some information, but going at it in a very sneak-like way around.
Especially when I was welcomed into the family, having an experience with Kessler and the way he treated my niece and also April as well. It was never very welcoming, especially myself. As you can see, our family is very diverse. He was very discriminatory. Like anytime he saw me, it was just like he was sick in the face. He just wanted to vomit. Especially like her significant other is also a man of color, and so he always treated us like less. And even when going into detail, when it was my sister's funeral, lied to my own blood mother's face that he had spoken to me several times. Every time he saw me, he was just sickened like I was the worst thing in the world that he could have seen, like spoiled food or even worse. And so just his interaction, the way he treated my sister, the way he tried to treat my family in front of me and also towards me, unacceptable. So he has never been that type of accepting or kind person. That was always an act. That was nothing of him. That was just something to gain something. And he never got anything with us. And that's why he also went further into his actions.
Exactly. As we stated, in the beginning, we were under the impression he was just, this wonderful, nice guy that my sister had met and was going to do wonders for her. And,
That's kind of hard to listen to right there, the way she felt when Kessler would look at her. She's speaking about Robert Kessler, Shalina. Robert Kessler is the man that her sister April was living with, and April ended up passing away, which is a weird situation that we were going to talk about after this video.
Because potentially she wasn't living with him. We know that the other woman was, but through some of the interactions we found on Facebook, I don't know that that's actually the case, that she was living with him when she died.
She didn't. She wasn't, because we're going to go read the messages that her husband says. But at the time afterwards, Stephanie moved in with Robert Kessler, that Robert Kessler picked up at a McDonald's when she was down and out, using his daughter as bait. Well, not even his daughter, April's daughter, who he's trying to keep custody of. And then, unfortunately, he dismembered Stephanie, supposedly in front of this little girl, and put her into the waterways by the Tampa area. What was it, McClay overpass? Something like that. McKay overpass. So they're talking about when they actually met Robert and what kind of person Robert was towards them. And obviously, he had a problem with the aunt on the right, or the sister-in-law on the right, from what she's just saying, and that's horrible. Ugh.
My niece. But as time progressed, like I stated, true colors shown, and after that, it was like a switch was flipped, and he became this very intense person. That was huge night and day difference, and pretty much never changed character since that radical switch.
Another question that a lot of people have asked as well is law enforcement investigating April's death? And for myself personally, they are looking into it. As we said before, the case is open.
See, girl,
at this
time, it is open.
To rule out what exactly has happened to our sister. And I'll definitely let Sarah go into that a little bit deeper.
Yes, as far as my sister's case, again, as I apologize in advance, I'm gonna take another moment and apologize to you once more. Some things I cannot openly tell. Some things I'm not at liberty to discuss because, as Shamaria stated, it is an ongoing investigation. Law enforcement is still involved with April's case. Is there suspicions? Publicly, yes. Is there a lot of curiosity as to what's the truth, what happened? Of course. There is some questions that we personally as family are waiting on clarity for. Um, the thing that I can tell you right now is it is going to be a battle, but we will not give up on law enforcement to discover the real reason of what's going on for my sister's case.
So another question that a lot of people have was, how was Kessler acting at April's funeral? A lot of you have known that she has passed away recently. And so not a lot of you were there, and especially the live we tried to have as well. What was his behavior, since he also had her niece as well?
As far as the funeral goes, that was a day of so many emotions. For Robert, I would say he was very on edge. He was very, I guess, just eager to lash out. He was ready to just take a jab at anybody he could. We, as family, started slowly coming in for the service. He actually was trying to approach me and, say some things like, you need to look out for this person. Oh, I wouldn't trust that person. They had this to do with your sister's death. Saying all sorts of erratic behavior, and he was just very jolty. He did not stay long. As soon as the service was completed, he pretty much grabbed my niece and darted out, and was paused by another family member. But you could tell he felt like he was just inconvenienced, and he didn't think we deserved the decency to spend time with my niece as she just lost her mother.
And to reiterate on that and to add more information, when Kessler went up to the open casket, not only did he go first before my mother-in-law, he also brought our niece, jolted her to the casket, and made her look at her own.
Oh,
can't-
no.
I can't even. Oh my gosh.
Guys, we watched like 10 minutes of this and wanted to save the rest of it for the live, and I am not happy about this.
Whoa. So he brings the baby up to see the mom in the casket.
Why?
Who knows what? I mean, this little girl is going live on a camera, and she's got a lot. I mean, this little girl is like a little above her age, I think. It's something strange. And why is he fighting so hard for a child that does not even belong to him?
I have my theory.
You're going to tell us after the next segment. This is a special kind of special right here. Like, this is, this guy is just a complete, this is a monster.
Oh, mother, in the casket, pretended to cry, and then violently jolted her away from the casket, which was then intervened by another family member, and there was no more tears. It was a whole act. And that not only proved like how heartless he was, but he had no concern for our niece that he somehow called daughter.
Please understand something as well. The reason why, because I know that's usually a follow-up question, the reason why another family member went and had approached Robert was because the service itself was completed, but then we had open casket right there at the end. And when he basically was trying to run away and stuff, our other family member was going to handle this situation at the time, as my mother was an emotional wreck, and she's still an emotional wreck. So I was trying to stay strong for my parents and try to keep them going as well. So one of our cousins was brave enough to go over there and to try to figure out what was going on and what was his issue. As a man, our niece should have been able to be there and spend time with her family.
I know, girl. I'm like, come on, can't you talk a little faster? Can we speed you up?
Just did not have no care in the world or no concern for her well-being.
Especially if it was somebody that he previously had feelings for. He would never do that. Even if there was a fight, there should be some sort of decency or respect, especially for the dead, and not to do that to their living descendants as well. And so another question that was asked by a lot of people was the caseworker or caseworkers aware of Kessler's act/moves when our niece was in the family's custody?
There actually, I can name off the top of my head 2 instances from the past. The first one was with a case manager. I'm not going to disclose her name out of respect for privacy, but this case manager that was assigned to my niece's case and dealing with CPS, she actually got to witness Robert during a radical outburst where he was calling me and my mother, making tremendous, outrageous statements, slandering us, cussing at us, making very, very vulgar threats. And he kept calling back to back to back. And she so happened to be there as one of the phone calls came in. So we asked her, would you like to answer this phone call? Gave her the phone, let her hear it. And she basically was just like, do you know who you're talking to, basically? And when it was time to be brought up in front of the court, she felt no need and positively stated that Robert showed no aggressive behavior to her. That was the first instance. The second incident was
Yeah,
actually at a
because he's the
CPS meeting
chameleon.
with my father and I. Robert was upset because my dad and I were in attendance to basically, show, hey, we're standing our ground. We're going to get custody of our niece. We're here to protect her. This ain't about our personal issues. This is about protecting her. She is number one priority. She still is the number one priority. Excuse me. Basically, in this meeting, I was very calm. Anyone who knows me can tell you that I'm a very calm person. I don't really try to get angry or lash out or yell at anybody. He was getting more upset because he was trying to, I guess, like take jabs at my dad. He was trying to take jabs at me, verbally. And I wouldn't get upset. I basically just sat there and just focused on the meeting. And CPS workers hearing this, disregarding it, and just asking him, please be quiet, please be quiet. Well, eventually he lashed out and he made open threats to me, threatening to actually slit my throat like a hog, because one of his main things he liked to insult me with, he would call me a hog girl.
I am just. Did she say that slit like a hog? Really?
Isn't
I
this
wonder
guy
why.
charming?
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't get like a secret recording and record all of this crazy stuff that he was talking about. Holy cow! Yeah, like a hog, and called her hog girl.
Mm-mm.
This guy better not drop the soap.
So, yes, they witnessed this again. They did not feel the need to bring that up in court. They did not feel the need to describe that as aggressive when the judge asked, did Robert ever show aggressive behavior? So yes, that is things that have occurred with them.
Another question that was asked, but we did state in the beginning, is Kessler the biological father?
Okay, this is a question I have been getting constantly because, as you guys noticed on the news, they stated a little girl that calls him daddy. Out of respect for my sister's late wishes and out of respect for the father's privacy, the biological father, no. Robert is not our niece's father. He is listed on paperwork, but biologically, no. I can tell you positively, I know he is not. I was there when she was born, so no, he is not her father.
And the last question that was asked, or we want to state, were the next steps.
Do you want to go first on this one?
So the next steps that we're going to do, of course, as I said before, we're going to keep our niece safe and take the legal steps that we need to. But we're trying to get this spread as much as possible because everything that our niece has gone through was not necessary. This could have been prevented. With myself personally, people that I've known friend-wise, family-wise, we have gone through the DCF before with our own cases. And DCF has not only failed us, but multiple families. And then they wonder how these children start acting so irrational and start lashing out in the public. And it's just like so many of these things could have been prevented Had they just listened to families, so many people could have been spared in both lives. But it's like no matter what we say, they don't believe us, they don't hear us.
Alma, this has to be heard because this little baby should never have been kept with this monster.
And she deserves to be back with her family.
Yeah, she does. So that's a whole nother subject. But with this, just like the little West boys were not right with the DCF and this poor little girl, and I think they need to get the little girl faster than sooner than later because she scares me.
She needs comfort. She needs nurturing. She needs a mother. She needs not what she had.
Just to look at videos and see a little girl turning on a camera, just like going live, and you can hear the old father talking in the background. It is just creepy. It's just creepy. Not to mention those shorts that little girl had on, to the point where I was like, no, 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 no. Now I am really triggered.
Shalina, there's always really weird coincidences with this stuff.
Because April is might be a victim to this man, but Stephanie is the real victim to this man.
And potentially a third victim is out there somewhere.
I have a feeling there might be a couple more than that. This doesn't seem like the first time this guy did this rodeo.
Nope.
But we'll get into the husband, and what he says is just, if Alma thinks this is going to make her mad, I don't know if Alma can handle the next part.
Like I said, just you wait, guys. There's a lot of upsetting stuff coming up.
Crazy stuff, like how even the guy in the bed, like, okay, let's go. We've got about 9 minutes.
They only hear us when we get more social sharing. And so that's why we also want to make this public statement, not because, we just want like 15 minutes to be acknowledged. We just want to know, will our niece be safe? Will she come back to us? Because after all of these events, right now she is nowhere near family at all. And so all we're asking for the public is to please just help us bring her back home. That's the main thing we're just trying to come across as. We could care less about anything else. We just want justice, not only for our sister, our niece, and Stephanie. We just want justice for those other families that are dealing with DCF and the police as well. And that's all we ask for, is to spread the word that this mistreatment, this misjudgment towards family needs to come to an end. And that's what we really want to share.
Honestly, I couldn't have said it any better myself. We apologize if our voices are getting shaky. This is a very heartbreaking subject to discuss about. We're still trying to process the grief that my sister, her passing in September, and then having to have my niece basically uprooted and out of our lives again. It's hard. It is extremely hard. But please know, we will not give up. We will keep battling. We're very determined people, and we will get this done. Understand, at the end of the day, our niece is coming home. She will come home with family, and she will be loved, and she will be with family and just everybody who needs her and cares about her. We don't want her to feel she's alone. And right now she's currently with CPS. And again, that's another separate battle that I'm constantly having to contact them to find out what is going on with her. And we're doing whatever we can, like Shamari had stated, legally and within reason, to make sure we can bring her home. It's been very, very, very tough. She's already had to spend all of last week there. And she didn't get to spend the holidays, like Thanksgiving. She did not get to spend with us. So this is a very tough time. But the next steps are mainly making sure she's safe. That is number one priority, as well as making sure we bring more light to my sister's case and making sure that justice will be served, and that she will never, ever have to go back in the hands of that monster ever again.
And just know that your support is definitely appreciated, because not only just for us as the family, but for many other families that have gone through this, we don't need any more. All we want is just our niece to come back home. I wish people would realize that and stop making accusations. That's all we want. Everything that happened to these families should not have happened. I'm not the first one to cry about. We're not the first ones to go to court. We just need people here to support us, so that way when our niece grows up, she sees that people have supported her and that humanity has not failed her. And right now, that's not the case. That's why we're sharing this, and we need you to share this as much as possible. Put as much pressure as you need to on DCF. I'm tired of children being taken away from their families. I'm tired of children being abused and not being taken seriously. A child's word is precious, and a child's word should be taken into account when it comes to their safety and their lives. That is all we're asking for. And that's what we need questions for, especially losing our sibling. That is something we should not have gone through with no answers, just to see our siblings descendant just be taken away from us with no answers, and just everybody acting so cold to us, no matter how many numbers were provided, no matter how many people called. They did not acknowledge us. And just to say it again, if they say they called the family, no, they didn't. Because when we saw that article, that news station, that was the first time. What family should have to experience that the first time and not be called because it was missed by one number? Or because we didn't have the right number on file? There were so many people that care about our niece. We need answers now. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I know how the law works. I know how the system works. It's going to be a couple of weeks to look into this case. We need answers, at least for safety of our niece.
100%. As she is stating, this is very upsetting, and we're not normally the kinds to just get emotionally outbursted. It's just, this is very hard, and we know there's other people going through similar battles, and just know we are with you every step of the way. Don't think you're alone in this. Know that we're willing to help as much as you guys are. We're willing to take that extra step. We're willing to do the extra initiative. Another thing I was going to bring up, finding out again, as Shamari stated, with our niece, we were not given first privilege about Robert's arrest. We weren't even given the decency of a phone call to know where my niece was. They will tell you, we went running around the night we found out about his arrest, going around to the local precincts, asking questions. And they basically told us in an investigation that they did not know if Amanda was present or not. They just told us he was arrested. That was it. When I went into the office. And then as well, they were like, you can contact these numbers. We contacted them back to back. They just said, wait till Monday. Wait till Monday. Let me ask you guys this. If someone you love, a 7-year-old little girl, was alone, just lost her mother, a guy that she thinks is her father, is in jail for awful, awful acts, how would you feel? Would you just feel so like easy by it, letting them be alone by themselves? This is what tore at us, and this is what is eating away at us. This is why, as I stated, that interview, it was spontaneous when Mr. Patterson had reached out and wanted to discuss with me an update about my niece.
We need to reach out to them. Did we reach out to them? I know we got Mo and Boots coming on.
We talked about it, but I haven't actually messaged her yet. I will do that right after this.
Yeah, because I know that they're okay. Yeah, these two right here, we need to definitely get this video out. I'm going to share it to the Facebook group too. Yeah, this is heartbreaking because we were listening to like 7-8 minutes of it, and then we're like, you know what? Let's listen with the group and wait so that we can listen to it for the first time also.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to explain it to you, Jessica. Oh, it's crazy. And this poor little girl believes that this crazy old man is her biological father. It could be like her great grandpa. And I'm old, but he could be definitely definitely be a great grandpa.
Yes, he could.
It is still a battle, and it is still difficult. This is the steps we had to get through to even get answers. Again, I thank you guys for trying to help and, heart the media so you could help us bring attention and bring light to this situation. because from my understanding, Mr. Patterson made it clear that there were so many people wanting to know what happened to that little girl, what happened to that little girl. Guys, we have not even got to visit her yet.
We haven't seen her.
All they keep telling us is she's okay. But seeing and hearing are two different things. And I'm a person of action. And for me, it's hard because my niece, she always calls me her titi. And me and her have always been super close, super, super close. I love her from the bottom of my heart. She's the best niece that you could ever ask for. And to go through all of this, it sucks. It just, that's the truth. It sucks. And just know we're not giving up on her. And we're going to do what we got to do to bring her home.
And exactly as my sister said, just know that, as we stated before, the family does appreciate your support. Nothing does go in vain.
Yes.
As I said before, my niece will look back on this, and we need to prove to her that humanity has not failed us completely. Because we know in this world there are going to be other people, but we need to stand up for each other as family to let each other know that we can support one another, especially in heinous acts like this, because what Kessler did was nothing human. No human in their right mind would want to do that so willy-nilly and just do it out of the blue. That is something of a beast. That is something to possess him. And right now, all we're asking is just for the safety of our niece and to take any actions that we can just to have her well-being and her mental being be okay.
If you guys have any other further questions or concerns and comments, we're going to take some time after this live and we will review them all. Just thank you guys for the ones of you that have tuned in and have been staying up to date with this case. The ones that have checked in, that personally know us and have been checking in and asking and trying to help. Just know we are eternally grateful and that we will not, please don't think we are disregarding you. We're just one thing at a time right now. Like we stated, the main battle is to bring my niece home and to get justice. So please, again, just please be patient with us. And just again, thank you very much. And we really are grateful for everything that you guys have brought to light.
And I just want to say thank you again for everyone that is watching as well. As I said before, you are encouraged to place comments down, and either Sarah or I will be more than happy to answer as many questions as possible. Just know that we cannot go into detail, whether it's names or cases or anything of that nature. Just if you have something that you want to ask, just definitely ask in the comment section below.
Yes. Again, thank you guys very much, and thanks for all the support. We're gonna go ahead and off now and continue working on this case and stuff. But please, if you have any other questions, like we said, please leave them in the comments or shoot me a direct message, whatever it may be. Any concern at all, I'm here to help as much as I can.
Oh, we are going to send you a direct message. That's horrible. They're so humble.
That's going to take them far, I think, with this. You could hear the sincerity. Honestly, CPS as a whole should be ashamed.
Right? So let's just show this update really quick, just the video on oxygen, and then Shalina can see who Stephanie is, because really the story started with Stephanie.
And I had results within 2 weeks. I felt like a completely different person.
On June 13th, we were contacted by two families that were reporting their daughters missing. They were 16 years old.
And the parents said that they hadn't been home for a couple.
Hang on 1 second, might not. Oh. That's Stephanie. But it's not playing. It was playing a different video. They want you to, oh, you can go ahead and read it. Iconic for Kenny. You can read it for him. Go, girl. So this is Stephanie Crone, her last name, Overholt, right? I think we lost Iconic.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
muted myself. That's why. My family and I are devastated. Sean Overholt's eldest son said this has been a living nightmare. It's unimaginable that she went through this. How am I supposed to do this fast?
And that's how they figured out, because this was all going down with the Brian Laundrie situation. And then the tattoo was on one of the legs that were found. But they still have not found her head. And I know that sounds horrible to say, but and her son Sean
identified through the tattoos.
Yeah, and her son Sean was the one that was on the meetme.com. Okay. What do you want me to pull up first?
All right.
You guys ready?
Well, let's start with the pictures of the guy, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Y'all brace yourselves, because I'm not sure exactly what's happening in this series of photos you're about to see. Maybe you can help us figure it out, but take a look around and see what you see.
Let me get them all opened, and then I'm going to share the whole screen. Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to mute.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, this picture, and there's 3 of them, are worth about, I don't know, a couple million.
The last one is worth... Yeah, there's 4 of them. But I don't know where there's the reflection in the mirror. What a creepy family. All right, let me share my screen. So I'm going to have to share my whole screen, guys, so I'm not going to be able to see comments.
Alma said, thanks, Iconic and Monkey, for traumatizing us this lovely Friday.
Where is... Yeah, if you guys don't want to be traumatized, this is probably the time to... Where's the creeper in the mirror?
I know I sent it to you very recently,
too. I got it.
So it should be at the bottom as well.
All right, guys. This is a trigger warning for sure. Like, I can't even get it right. I'm so nervous.
I'm shaking, and I've seen these about 15 times already.
Okay, so let's start with...
Oh, well, let me preface this with these photos were posted on the 8-year-old's Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and this was posted August 31st. Keep that in mind whenever we have April dead in early September and Stephanie passed away on the 11th of November. Okay.
All right, girl. I'm gonna mic down. So here you go. Here's the one picture that you can tell them too who you think. Here's the creeper in the mirror taking these pictures.
So we have 2 women, both blonde. We're not 100% sure. We think we know who one of those women are for sure. Also, if you look in that mirror, you can see Mr. Robert taking the photos. There's a dog on the bed and a man. Here's another photo of them trying to pick him up off the bed. Oh, wait, we're back at this one. Okay. Does that look like they might be checking for a pulse, you guys? keep that in mind as we sift through these photos. Notice the clenched fist. I just stumbled across these pictures and I freaked out. Here we have them trying to lift him off the bed. Actually, one person trying to lift him off the bed, and he looks totally out of it. And then lastly, you have him just laying there, and what is on his stomach? Could that be a meth pipe? Am I wrong? Anyone? Someone? And all of that while remembering that we have a woman who has died of an overdose days later.
This is actually. Was there one picture where the little girl was actually in that room?
I don't think she was in that room, no.
Oh, okay. Thank gosh. But that's
No,
where the little girl.
until I saw Robert in the mirror, I was horrified that she was the one taking those photos.
Hang
But then
on
I saw
then.
that he was in the mirror actually taking them.
We've got this one.
Guys, I haven't reported this, but I would imagine that the police would have her Facebook. I don't know if I should. I just happened to find them whenever I was trying to find all of these people just to kind of get a background. And yeah, why are these pictures on an 8-year-old kid's Facebook page? Who are
That's
these
the problem. And
Pretty
look at
sure one of those is April.
this is the little girl's room. It's got the pink bookshelf and everything.
And where did Stephanie die?
In the little girl's room.
And no, she's not wearing a white glove. We thought that at first. It's actually a bandage, like a face wrapping.
Yeah, we thought it was a glove too, but nah, it's not. I mean, they're just yanking him around like he's just like completely out of it.
How are these relevant? It's relevant that they were posted on August 31st, and we have a dead woman early September in that same bedroom, and they're saying that she died of drug use, and I see what could be a meth pipe laying on this passed out guy's stomach. Could it be nothing? Maybe. But is it concerning given everything else? Very.
This is very concerning happening in a 7-year-old's bedroom.
In her bedroom.
With the old man in the corner. Yeah, with the old man in the corner taking the pictures. Like who takes pictures of this?
Alma, it's not a pipe. What is that then? I don't know. I've never done meth, but I've seen them on Wish. You can buy really long pipes.
Looks like a pipe. For sure. But he's definitely not in a good condition. All right.
So I just wanted to share those with you guys and see what you think, considering all of this. And I want to know who the other blonde woman is. I want to know where the little girl is, why they're in there. I'm very concerned.
Yeah, why is that going on in the little girl's room? Why is the little girl at 7 years old going live? It's just weird. And then Stephanie. I mean, do you think that he kind of tried to bring Stephanie home to be the little girl's mom and then something went wrong? She wanted to leave maybe?
Possibly. Oh, I kind of want to show Woolridge's face too, because I am not 100% sure. Kaz and I were talking earlier. She sent me a photo of a man who is the little girl's biological dad, and she is convinced that that man is the biological father that's on the bed, which brings in a whole other series of questions for me. Is there any way you can side by side those?
The one with the guy passed out on the bed?
Yeah, where you can kind of see his beard and stuff. We were looking very closely at this earlier. Like I said, maybe it's nothing. This is just stuff I came across on a 7-year-old's Facebook today when looking for her family members. Should I say his name or not? I don't know.
I don't know. I think we already said it. But
Okay, so the man on the right would be Jeff Woolridge, and that is Bio Dad.
yep. So the question is that the man on the left laying up in the kid's bed?
I think it's him. Jessica thinks it's him. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. It's just something to kind of ponder, you know?
And you also have to remember too, it's like it seems to be just after April passed away is when he went to McDonald's, but April was married at the time and she had a husband. That does not think, like, nobody thinks that April had an overdose.
The more I look, the more I think if she did, it was not because she wanted to.
And then we start with all the messages.
Oh, this is a whole other thing.
All right, Kenny, this is your part because she's going to read all of her little digging that she got done.
So
and I
on
don't
a
know
post,
what's the importance of this, guys, because when her and Kaz were all in these Facebook, I was completely in Golan's country.
yeah, so who does anyone know what killed this sweet lady? Because her ex-husband was just arrested today for murdering and dismembering a lady in my hometown 3 miles away. No, but she was clean and doing good, so I don't believe it was drugs. She had just gotten married, and I wouldn't be surprised if he killed her too. Everyone's agreeing.
And
then
the he is Robert
that's
Kessler.
Robert Kessler.
Okay. So is it on this one? Oh wait,
Yeah.
there's one down there. Hang on, go ahead.
The fact that he dismembered a body makes me believe this is not his first time killing. Along our same thought patterns.
Oh, wait, this is crazy. And this is supposed to be about Stephanie. Like, this poor lady has only had, like, her legs were found, I think, like, we have to go back and check.
November 11th.
Yeah, but hello, Sassafras Kath. Angel dozed off. Welcome back, girl. But wait a second. You know, it's almost like this guy is we are going to have to put together videos of that little girl and blur her out just to hear the things that she says. And then when you hear him in the background, because I am so glad that they got her out of his hands when they did, because this guy was definitely what Alma said. He was grooming her. For what? I don't know. And we just have to pray to God that he kept his little hands to himself. Weirdo. I'm going to keep this real organized.
There's a lot, guys. Bear with us.
Oh, I got these in alphabetical order, guys. I got this right tonight. Last night was like a complete nightmare. I'm going to have one open at a time. so I can read comments.
Please, anyone report this to the police. I'm in Canada, or I would do it myself because there's a lot to point to him, Robert Kessler. And then if you scroll down just a little, we have Gregory Perry, who is the new husband. If Kessler,
Wait. Yeah, so Gregory Perry and April, the little girl's mother, got married in August of 2021. Didn't
10
he
days,
say like 10 days
10 days
before?
before she died. 10 days.
10 days. Oh gosh, okay.
If Kessler is in jail, I can't tell. Had a bondsman do an internal Florida state custody search on him a couple of days ago, and there's no record Kessler has been arrested. That's the only important one on that one. Aw, Sassy. Yesterday was the anniversary of my grandma's passing. I'm sorry. Gregory says he's scheduled for a second court appearance tomorrow, so unless Epstein himself between now and then, or unless he's Epstein himself between now and then, we shall see. Geraldine Harper says, so bad to say he should do an Epstein to himself or someone give him help. 69-year-old sick. And then it says
so they're telling him basically to do supposedly what Epstein did to himself. Nah, they'll take care of him. Just put him in open population.
This is a conversation thread. April and I got married 10 days before she passed. She had been sick for several weeks, not a drug thing at all. And then Lynn says, well, where were you when she passed?
Were you with her when she passed?
Oh, where were you with her when she passed?
That's a big difference, girl.
It is.
All right, hang on. So let me see what letter that was. I think we're on D. This one right here is the one that gets me.
Gregory says yes. Found her curled up in a fetal position on the floor. Probably renal failure. She had a family history of kidney ailments. She died just a couple of days before a scheduled doctor's appointment on the issue, actually. Bridget says, Gregory, I wonder why her own family thinks he killed her if that's the case, or why they would say they never got a cause of death. And then she says, yeah, I saw a post, mysteriously died. Gregory, and this sicko had her daughter. Is she being checked on? He didn't bother her. He is an animal.
Yes, he is an animal. Look at how organized we've got this tonight, girl. Like last night, we were scrambling.
It's amazing. Gregory says, Bridget, the Hillsborough County coroner so far won't release the results of the autopsy, toxicology reports, no idea.
Oh, wait 1 second. I'm sorry, Sassy. Oh, I'm sorry. I miss my grandma too.
Don't know what to say about this Bob thing. I didn't get, and I can't see because of the comment. I didn't get that kind of vibe from him at all, but I didn't spend much time around him either, just dealing with him on stuff. And to be honest, I don't know much credence I wouldn't put into the TPD on that matter. They arrested me on a suspicion of murder when April passed away, and then had a 12-member SWAT team arrest me in public last week. It took me downtown to TDP headquarters at 1 a.m. to interrogate me about Stephanie crone-overholts. This entire thing has been a bad episode of The Twilight Zone.
So they took him to the Tampa Police Department.
Correct.
And now they're asking him if he knows anything about Stephanie, who was the woman picked up at McDonald's. I mean, one hangs out at Walmart, one hangs out at the McDonald's, just sitting there like Look at you hear the little Mexican? Her little legs are broken again. Oh, my little legs are broken. My little legs are broken. I can't make it to the room. Welcome back, Alma. We are brain dead, Miss Sassy ass 420. Completely brain dead.
It's been a long couple of weeks with this stuff.
Okay, so Stephanie is where it all began, and now somehow April happens to be. But this gets crazier because of the fact of how she was found. Okay, let's go. Hang on. Poor baby. And when I say the baby scares me, like I don't think she scares me in a bad way. It almost scares me like she kind of reminds me of like, and don't take this the wrong way. I know I'm gonna get cream for this one. So if you guys are gonna comment, I'm not gonna read it. And I'm probably just gonna maybe laugh anyways, to be honest with you. But she reminds me of one of the little girls from The Shining. I know I did. I said it. I know I'm horrible.
I think she just needs some love.
Oh, I know she needs love, but like to watch those videos of this little girl going on a live and flipping her hair around and it's like, my God, you're 7. And you
So
have to, there's only one person to blame.
that's true.
Do you hear her yelling?
Always.
I mean, she's like literally 7 feet away on the floor and she can't get her legs to move her to the bedroom. But if she saw a squirrel, she would be gone down the steps in a heartbeat. So, I mean, if he just met Stephanie crone-overholts, though, and he brings her to take care of her because she was out, she didn't have things going well for her, like Cassidy Rainwater, it's almost the same scenario.
It sounds exactly like it.
Yeah, you bring her back to the house, you're going to help her get on your feet. And before the one prison picture of him, I thought he just looks like kind of like a grandpa. But the new picture of him, he looks like he could be a creeper, which he is definitely a sick man. But she was probably thinking, oh, look at this old man. He's going to help me out, da-da-da. But what could have happened so quickly unless that was his plan from the beginning? I don't know. It's just weird with a kid there. All right.
So we're back to Geraldine, and I'm going to preface this by saying that she's kind of skeptical that this is actually the husband, but it is. So he says, no, this is me. And she says, Gregory Perry, thank you so much for replying to me. I send my condolences to you as her husband, and sad to hear that they did that to you. When if they are looking into anyone, it should be Robert Kessler. My opinion, and hope someone checks on her little girl. Well, through this rough time, I'm sending you a Merry Christmas from Canada. And she says, rest in peace.
Sorry, I went to get my little Chiquita banana, but she doesn't want to come now. There's a few more, guys. Sorry, bear with us.
I'm just thankful I got them before everything was removed, because from last night when I was looking at this to today, some things already had been removed.
Oh, a lot of things have been removed.
Okay, so Lynn says, Gregory, I'm a nurse for a long time, and you don't just crawl up and die suddenly from a kidney issue. It's built up over time. And then she says that she just read the article where her mother says it was an accidental overdose. We've already read that, so we'll skip it. She says, or Summer says, I don't know who Gregory is, but I think he's full of shit. No pictures, no info. Who knows who this guy is?
And then she says, no picture, no info. Who knows who this guy is? And I can read, I just talked to April. Maybe days ago. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this damn Mexican.
Pictures of what then?
Oh, Benton, you missed the pictures. You missed the pictures.
Lynn says, Greg, did you take her to the doctor? Call an ambulance. Where did you get married? Lynn says, oh, we just showed that one.
Oh, okay. Hang
I might
on.
have sent you a double by accident.
No, I probably saved it by accident in a double. Okay. Let me go grab her. Go ahead.
April and I got married in Brooksville on August 30th, 2021. Record, and then he gives his wedding record. No idea why her mother or sister are chiming in on anything. They weren't there, nor did they ever care about blank, which is the daughter. There is no cause of death yet from the Hillsborough County coroner. And I'm sure there's some monthly death benefit now available. So he's going to get a little bit, he's a little salty because people are coming at him in the comments, but eventually they do kind of believe him. But we've looked into this. I looked into it and Kaz did, and we're sure about this guy. So I'm sure there's some monthly death benefit now available from Social Security Administration based on April's passing and the custody of blank. So carry on, everybody who wouldn't lift a finger for Ape until you received a Facebook notification about her death. And then he laughs.
Yep.
And there are still more. So one sec.
Oh, I think we just got out of sync a little bit. I think this was supposed to be the one this was supposed to be like J and K and a half.
No picture, no info. Who knows who this guy is? I just talked to April days before her passing, told me she got married and got away from that sicko. But why did her daughter get left behind? April would have taken her with her, and as she was her everything. It just doesn't add up that the poor baby girl finally, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm stumbling. It just doesn't add up that poor baby girl's first family needs her ASAP before she grows up in foster care because she's going to be messed up.
Hang on, I got my little child in here and she's wanting me to get her some kibbles. How dare her, right? She's like, can I get something to eat? Okay, we got this part here?
Yeah. And then the woman's still doubting him, but then he goes on with his marriage record.
I see you, monkey. Come here, little girl. I want to say hi. Come here.
Really don't know what any of that would matter anymore at this point. Sarah Gray has been giving public media statements that April was residing with Kessler when she passed away, which is a complete lie. She died in our apartment. Why in the world would I make something up about being married to April? Really confused now.
You good girl? Want to say hi?
You have missed a lot.
Oh, sticky little girl. You gonna say hi? Come on, big girl. Oh, hang on, guys. How to get my little Mexican up in her little bed so she behaves herself. Yeah, this is definitely. We'll have his marriage record by tomorrow to see exactly what April's she was legally married to. On to the next. And this one is actually important.
Gregory says April did 0 drugs. Nada. Other than me trying to get her to smoke medicinal marijuana and get her card, but she wasn't into smoking pot even whatsoever. Her mother and sister wouldn't allow her to bring blank over to their house, but they didn't have any issues with her showing up and mowing their yard because that's the kind of person she was. Literally the most beautiful, intelligent, humorous person I've ever met in my life, with this amazing voice and story, and then this. And Bridget says, Gregory, a lot of us thought that the old man killed her, and that's why we all questioned and got suspicious. But IDU, why they would arrest you and then let you go. This whole thing is insane. I don't understand. There
Yeah,
we go.
that was probably supposed to be an I don't know. All right, let's see. I don't think we read this one, but this one to me is just completely strange. Because I've read all these already. We didn't read this one yet.
Gregory says, yes, April passed away at our apartment, not at Kessler's house. I woke up at 11 p.m. or something, and she wasn't in bed. Thought that she had locked herself out of the apartment based on the faulty front latch on the door. So I searched through the apartment and couldn't find her, and then left and went over to Kessler's house, then Kaiser's veteran house, looking for her and could not find her. Came back, called in a missing persons report. TPD shows up and takes the report. I consent to a search of the house. Reporting officer goes directly to our spare bedroom, points at her on the floor and says, she's deceased and you're under arrest. Comedy ensues.
My gosh. Oh, thank you, Miss Sassy Ass. Thank you very much. Can you imagine?
I can't.
Do you not? I mean, is that just not the weirdest thing that you can't find your wife and you automatically go to Robert Kessler's house?
Yeah, why is that the first place you're going?
Exactly. I mean, did you not look in the extra room?
I mean, it's an apartment, so how big could it be? If the cop walked directly to that bedroom first.
Like, we could always go on a road trip and see the apartment, but like the one on Bel Air Drive. Oh gosh. Okay. Um but how do you miss that? Like, if you go home and you live in a 2-bedroom apartment and you call out to your wife, see, Kara, that's what we were talking about. We thought, what if she was gone and he brought her back to the place too? But it's just some of the weirdest SHIT I've ever heard.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, it's coming, girl. I got this stuff organized tonight. I can even see the comments and not have to full screen it.
Then, on November 19th, 2021, a 12-member SWAT team wearing full-on tactical gear apprehends me in the middle of a packed public bar and grill. Handcuffed me behind my back, laying in the middle of an oil patch in a parking lot spot for an hour probably. TPD then takes me down to their headquarters and grills me on this Stephanie Crone-Overholt thing. I waive my Miranda rights and against unlawful Fourth Amendment search and seizure and give them the passcode to my phone. They then arrest me on an unrelated charge.
Hey, girl, stop selling that man short. He has an iPhone.
So yeah, they then arrested him on an unrelated charge and seized his iPhone as evidence. This is in Florida.
Tampa, Florida, on 11th Street, where Stephanie and April once lived. Okay. I'm on O now.
Gregory says, I am not of the opinion that Bob did any of this. I was at his house around the period of time that was alleged during this girl's murder, as well as when he was refurbishing Blank's bedroom. As in, I was like, hey, Bob, you should rent one of those carpet boot things to stretch this new carpet up against the wall before you put Blank's furniture back in the room, etc. And went to his hearing and tried to testify on his behalf in those regards, because the entire premise for his arrest was based on Blank's testimony, and what she said to me directly contradicts the grounds for his arrest on the murder part of it. So he doesn't think Robert did it. Sent his public defender 2 emails prior to the hearing, and then a 3rd email during the hearing, radio silence. These TPD guys are just trying to hang somebody for a high-profile matter, clearing their books and pointing a gun at anybody that... I don't know if I got the whole thing in that one.
Yeah, or we'll have to just see if I got it in the right order. But Alma, this was going down during the time that Brian Laundrie was still missing. Because when they actually found the leg in the water at the McKay?
Yeah, McKay.
The McKay Bridge around Tampa. Now, I live in Maine, but I grew up in South Florida, but Broward County, Dade County. But, I don't know, girl. You've got... So that's what brought us to Stephanie Crone's, because they found more body pieces. Then they tied her back to this man. And then at that point, there was April, who just passed away like this past September. And they're saying it was a drug overdose, but then the husband's saying no. But how do you not see your deceased wife in an apartment? Like, that's kind of weird, I have to admit. It's kind of weird.
We still have that other woman's DNA back at Robert's house that we can't account for.
And then there's the 3rd DNA that's at the Kessler butcher shop. Unbelievable. And that poor child.
No, the man passed out on the bed. Okay, so we're not 100% sure who the man is on the bed yet. Kaz and I were talking. She was asking if it could be the biological father. Maybe. As far as Gregory, I haven't found a picture of him yet to be able to compare.
Is this the next one? Well, it will all connect somehow in our brains. We'll figure it out. We're smart people.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Clearing their books and pointing the gun at anybody that remotely fits their suspicions. I was dropping off the rest of April's clothing and stuff both times. Both times as in when he went to Kessler's house.
All right, we're getting close to the end, guys.
Random OD dude on the bed was August 31st.
Oh, nope, this is an old one. Hang on.
She talked to her mother the same day the leg was found.
All right, I don't know what this one is. I didn't see this one before.
Okay, so the call me, actually, there's a message that goes before this. This is on a thread, the April Thompson Facebook post.
I don't know which one that is. The one that with her picture?
Yeah, so it's as if she's posting it, but it's the husband. Not the new husband. This is kind of confusing too, guys. She's got a husband that she married 10 days before she dies.
Are you talking about Albert?
No,
Who
I'm talking
posted
about,
this?
no, it's posted under April Thompson, but it's her husband typing as her.
I don't think I have that.
Oh, did I
Wait,
miss
the
that?
picture 25 years ago?
No. Hold on, guys. You talk to them for just a second, and I'm going to send that over to you. Okay?
Okay. I'm
Okay.
looking for it still. No, she didn't send it to me. She missed one, guys. We're not. And just when I thought we had it together tonight. Hey, my elderly cats. Aw, little Daisy's there. All right, here we go. There are so many pictures.
Okay, it's in the Discord.
All right. Yeah, I didn't have that one.
There were so many. I was bound to miss one. The one that you just pulled up will follow this, I think. Kenny, you sound like us. The cases are running together a little bit at this point. There's so much happening right now.
Yes, they are. All right, so let's look at this one. No, I didn't have this one. I mean, you probably sent it before, but I probably forgot to save it because there was like so many. I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to be scrolling forever. I'm going to get carpal tunnel."
There really were. And she had about 5 or 6 Facebook accounts that we've come across so far. This one, her ex. So if she was ever married to Robert, for sure, I don't know about that. Someone called him her ex-husband. Let's try to keep it a
You
little
can't.
bit.
She's only been married one time. The records show her first marriage was August, I think 20th or 30th, whatever it was, 2021.
Okay, well, in one of those posts I read you all ago, someone had referred to Robert as her ex-husband.
I
So
know.
this would be Jeff Woodridge posting this as her husband, okay? We following along? Not Gregory. All right, April. April, this is your husband and kids. We loved you. We miss you so much. We just couldn't deal with what you became. I always loved you, always will. We truly miss you. I think of the day and night hold on, wait, what does that say? I think of you day and night, last thought before bed, before I sleep, first thought when I wake up. I love you always, and forever I miss you so much. You were my everything. Love you. So they apparently have been on again, off again for a while.
But they were not. Well, once we get the marriage certificate, because April was only married one time, and that was August of this year.
It's all bizarre.
Okay, so let me find the one that goes to this. I'm not sure I can pull that off again. Okay, is that the one with the call me on it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You can call me anytime.
Maybe I did. Okay, there we go. She has peace now, and that this world couldn't give her. For some people, this world is never right or fair. And I know her struggle, and it's so very real. And I pray for her children to understand that someday no one chooses to go through that. And I'm so sorry for her babies that they had to go through that. There should be help, but it seems our government has everything all wrong. It's just sad. I'm so sorry.
Now, how many kids
Okay,
does
so
April have?
that's another thing.
Like 4?
Yes. One would be about 19 years old right now. Not sure how that works. But on this this profile, she posted last year, happy birthday to their now 18-year-old right around this time. So she's got an 18, 19-year-old out there somewhere. She has a son. Jeff Woolridge has a daughter
Wait. Jack Woolridge?
Jeff.
I thought, yeah, I'm like, wait, no, I think his name's Jeffrey. Okay, I'm like, I can't be this confused.
Jeff Woolridge has a daughter close in
Yeah.
proximity to her daughter. And then we have the daughter, and I'm not saying her name. So about 4 kids.
Yeah, she's got about 4 kids.
Step
Okay,
kids,
so then
if they're your kids, they're your kids. It doesn't
I
make
think
a
there's more. Oh, that's funny because I actually did have that one. If I would have scrolled down one more row.
difference.
Oh gosh. Okay, I think this one's next. I think this is the last one, and you've got something crossed out on this one.
It would be grandmother's name, probably.
Well, I've got that one too, but I think we left this one out earlier. I don't remember this one. And then we got the grandma. Yes, I have that one ready. But I don't think we read.
Okay, what happened to April? What's going on with my boo? Jeff, I just heard the worst and I wish you would call me. I'm in a total disbelief. I believe one part, yet not the second part. I don't know if that was necessarily important. I just grabbed the whole conversation.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just show this picture of April Thompson's Facebook.
And holy crap, she does not look like the same woman. I did not believe it until I started diving in and saw things start to line up. She changed a lot.
Yep.
I'm assuming this
you
is
can
during the
tell
drug
by
deal.
her smile that it's the same woman. Yep. And then grandma.
Okay, so grandma says, never forget how much I love you. And this is to little baby girl. Never forget how much I love you. As you grow older, you will face many challenges in life. Just do your best. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. Every day might not be good, but find something good in every day.
Are you crying?
I am.
Aw. And then she
Laugh,
says, laugh.
follow your dreams, believe in yourself, and remember to be awesome. And I'll always be with you.
Aw. My little step baby's crying. Aw, let me give you a little Kleenex. I'm sorry, don't cry. At least she's not with the monster anymore.
Yeah, but you just think about all the darkness that she's going to start to realize over the years, and she's going to have a lot of answers or questions that she'll never have answers to, and that kills me.
Yeah, but we can't forget about her.
We won't.
Yeah, and this one too.
And that is
Stephanie.
April? Or, oh, is it Stephanie?
Wait, I think. Oh,
They look so much alike, you guys.
And it is weird how much they look alike.
If that is Stephanie, that was April's dog.
But this is Stephanie for sure. This is the one that had the tattoo. I don't get it. Like, how come the bio dad for this little girl is not stepping in? Maybe because that was the one passed out on the bed in the little girl's room. It's crazy, this poor little girl. You okay over there?
Yeah, just trying to collect myself a little bit.
and what he did to her after picking her up at a McDonald's. I don't know. And to think that there possibly could be a third woman.
And he just so nonchalantly, with 2 sets of witnesses around him, just disposed of her.
Exactly, Nay. We think he did.
He put some, she put some. So it was almost like she had access as much as she wanted, and he shared it with her.
This little girl was like sitting at a desk just firing up lives, like, oh, I'm live. Very strange for a little girl that age to be going live like that. We're going to put them all together, and then we're just going to take because you really don't need to see her. You just hear what she says, and it's just so bizarre for a little girl that age. You know? So what are we missing on April? Anything that you want me to show?
We had the one new article from today that had a little bit more, but other than that, I think that pretty much covers what I found.
Yeah, and that one video with him, I don't know why you can't hear her.
Kenny, why are you right? The doll collector does not sound like anything right now.
The doll collector sounds like a saint compared to this man.
Like, I would kick it with the doll collector right now. Like, oh my God, isn't this a crazy world?
This guy is crazy. Let me try to play it again and see if we can hear it. I don't know why you couldn't hear it. I don't know why. I can hear it perfect. I just don't understand it. Let me try to do the whole screen, maybe. Tell me if you can hear it. Okay. Watch your ears, guys, in case you can't hear it.
Yes.
Hello everybody.
Much better.
Hello everybody. My name is Cat. Yeah. What do you think I can do? I just wanna do what I can't undo. Yeah, I'm black inside, but that's what I do. I'm gonna go with the spy ninjas. If the PC hackers do not like me, they don't like me, I will kill them. Is that okay with you? I'm a kitty, come to your play, and I'm gonna end this now.
Why? Oh my
She's
God.
talking about killing hackers.
She scares me. I don't know why that little girl scares me. She reminds me of, it just scares me. She just
I
scares
just want to hug her. She needs love.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, I wouldn't be afraid if I went up there. I wouldn't be afraid, like, for her to come near me. I wouldn't, like, be like, hey, little girl, you scare me, get away. But something is so dark in her that it is scary. Jessica, stop. But, the true part is, let's go back and remember Stephanie. Where is the rest of Stephanie?
Yeah, because she was found so fast that, like, pretty much as soon as he dumped them, a witness had seen it happen and moved himself over to these floating bins, because where we heard that there were bags, there were also bins. They took their little watercraft over to the bins. They started to open it, and when they smelled the bin, they immediately called 911. So it wasn't like there was really time for Tide and stuff to really come in and steal all of these things. This was immediate.
But it happened so fast. Like literally the day that he supposedly decided to pull a Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah,
he,
because she texted her mom for help. Remember, that same day.
I forgot. That's, you know what? You could not remember that earlier, girl. You're the best. That's what it was.
I'm emotionally invested at this moment.
She texted her mom on November 11th saying that she needed help, and that day they found the leg in the water. And that's when everyone thought it was going to be Brian Laundrie's, but nope. The leg had the 3 tattoos of her 3 kids' names.
And can I just point something out? Remember whenever Timothy and James were dismembering Cassidy, and they talked about how they needed to stop to take a breath and they needed a breather, so it kind of took some time. This man was so in his state of mind that not only was he able to kill her in a short time frame, he was also able to dismember her, pack her up, and take her to discard her. This is a very fast thinker, which brings me right back to this is not his first time.
OMG. The way, you know what's funny is, hey Elsie, she cries at reading the letter from grandma, which I get, but then she can just read that last part like she's reading like a bedtime story to a kid. And I'm over here like, oh my, oh my.
I wasn't reading that. That's
Oh. Okay, so I don't know why you saved this, but this is the last thing that we have not looked at that I found.
So that original post, well, maybe not. I'm kind of lost in my head right now. There were
Albert
multiple
Hurtado.
Multiple Facebooks, and 2 of them. Well, no, I think it's the one we were just looking at. So they weren't sure who posted that.
They're talking about Gregory.
Yeah, the father of her
Bridget says, I think it's the father of her daughter. Okay, wait. Is Benson in here again? Because the pictures, if you see the video now and you think about the little girl's pink room and the pink wood and all that, those pictures in that bedroom are that little girl's bedroom. I mean, let me show you the one that just really shows that it is the bedroom. I gotta show the guy in the bed again. No, I don't want to show him. But it's in the bedroom. You can see the pink furniture. Unless every room has pink furniture. No?
I think that's April.
You think this is April right here?
So, wait.
I don't think this is April in the back.
I don't think it's her in the back. No, I think the one in the white shirt is April. And this is just days before she would have died.
You think April was that thick?
You think if she's really on her last dying legs of kidney failure, she's able to lift a man off a bed by herself when there's 2 other grown adults in the room?
And have that much weight on her? I don't know. I do not know. We'll figure it out, though.
Yes, we will.
But this picture. And not even to inspect what's on this table.
Oh, you know I did.
I mean, I don't know what that looks like right there. It looks like an orange Adderall pill. I don't know. There's a lot of plastic baggy looking things.
Alma, he made her look at the
What do
mother
you
at the
think
funeral.
that is?
It could be a pill. It could be Play-Doh. I really don't know.
What is that pink thing?
I'm not sure.
What is that pink thing? Oh,
He made her look at her mother in the casket at the funeral home, pretty much in a very aggressive style, and then sort of whisked her off.
I mean, they really like the color pink. Even the dog has a pink harness. Ah, shit.
Rabbit holes, you guys.
And, you know, considering if maybe that little girl met a third person other than her mom and Stephanie, she may be able to give some information on if there was anyone else that was actually there with her. You know, yeah, Daddy used to pick up girls at the McDonald's playground.
And you know they went to the McDonald's because she was with him. Like,
All
oh,
right.
she can go play on the playground. I can manipulate this woman into coming home with me.
Oh, gosh. All right, so I think we covered everything on them tonight. There's nothing new on Stephanie as of right now. Hurry back,
No,
Alma.
but that's our next adventure into the rabbit hole, for me anyway, is Stephanie.
Yeah, you're going to go down Stephanie's rabbit hole, and I'm definitely going to help a little, but I got to go back over into the Golanis family hole. I am not convinced that, you know, you can. It may not be the ex-husband with the Heidi Plank situation, but I do not think that it was Jason Sugarman. Now, after what I know of Golanis and his father, oh, definitely. But they're in jail. So did they hire someone outside of the jail?
Very
With
possible.
with this $10 million Bel Air home that he just happened to have sold at the time when he had to put how many millions back? 80?
Yeah, we knew about 45.
Yeah. And also, you can't forget that Jason's case is civil. And you also remember what Derek Olana said about the whole thing with Jason Sugarman being married to what?
Oh, the goober.
The Goober family. It got him excited. There's going to be a lot on the next Heidi show, and hopefully Mo and Boots will be able to come with us and go on panel. I think they did say that the next couple of days we'll definitely all get together, and we'll look at the footage that they sent us from inside the building, inside the parking garage. They actually went into a unit in the Hope and Flower.
They did great.
Yes, they did. So that would be cool. I mean, I would invite, Derek to come on the show, but I would be petrified. I would have to leave the state.
Yeah, I think we're okay on that.
Yeah. We'll watch him from afar. I don't want us to get a hit put out on us.
You're already hitting the floor when your door gets a knock.
Right?
Is.
I mean, that was the weirdest knock. The mailman has to stop learning how to knock like the police because I'm telling you, I had no idea. And I thought, oh my God, the FBI is here. I literally rolled off my bed between my bed and my window and I was like, who in the world is at my door? Is that like the FBI? Because I was on the FBI website last night. And then they tapped into my history. I'm only kidding. I'm not paranoid like that.
I mean, you've been on the dark web a lot lately.
The Muffin Man did it. Alma, yeah, we'll see how you feel after the next live. Wait till you hear about Galanis and his father. Jason Sugarman could have been making investments for them. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I do not think the Muffin Man planned any of that.
I kind of see him as more of like a puppet at this point. Like, yes, he's powerful, he's rich, but really, is he the one pulling the strings? I don't really think so.
No. I bet you Jason Galanis is still pulling the strings from prison.
We heard that whenever Jason Galanis would tell Heidi jump, she would say how high. Basically, it was the same situation with Sugarman for Galanis. Jump, how high?
Yep. You're correct. And he wanted into Jason Sugarman's wife, too. It came out of his own brother's words how excited he was when he met Sugarman and found out who his wife was. And I don't believe ever that the boyfriend was walking at that parking walk with Heidi at that building. I want proof. And until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. I just don't believe it. I think it could have been a couple walking that resembled them, but I just don't think it was Heidi and her boyfriend. I just don't think it was at all. I think Jim has a better chance of setting this up. Oh, thank you, PB&J. And then we're going to go over what PB&J said, because that's going to be a fun debate. You can come on panel, too, if you want. But that was
yes,
long.
That is a whole thing.
Hunter's not clean at all, but I don't think Hunter had his hands in this. I think Galanis used that name to be a little more well known in certain places. This is a wild one, but the friends are like, they got a private number they want us to put out in case anybody wants to stay anonymous because you're afraid of the mobs and stuff. Who delivers muff? I don't know. I just feel like he tried to call that personal number. Obviously, if she had the business phone with her, she wasn't able to answer it because they're looking for her in a landfill. Maybe he just brought her muffins over because she wasn't showing up for work. It would have made sense. They won't tell us what day though he delivered the muffins. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Because on Wednesday is when the welfare check was done. That was the 20th.
Kenny says Jim wouldn't do that to his son.
Huh. I beg to differ. I think he wanted custody. Well, he did want custody. He put her through hell for 9 years. But we're going to talk about that another time. We're not talking about Heidi tonight. We got a lot on Heidi for our next show. Anything else on this live tonight?
I don't think so. Do y'all have any questions? Any comments?
Do you all have any questions? Hello, Elsie. Well, before we close, let's just go ahead and show who Shalina's cousin. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. JB. Okay. So when we were looking, this popped up today, and I honestly thought they were talking about Stephanie, and that maybe they were gonna look for more. It is so hard to say that, like unfathomable that people can even do something like that. More body parts. But then I get into watching, and this is a whole nother story. And this is Shalina's cousin, right? It's her cousin, right? I don't want to get that wrong.
Did she say sister?
I don't think she
Sister.
said.
So it was her. It's her sister.
I thought she said it was her cousin.
We were listening to the cousins speak about the minor, but
Okay,
it's her mom
probably.
and dad. She's talking about. I'm pretty sure.
So this is Shalina's missing loved one that we spoke about in the beginning. Kathleen Moore is her name.
Developing scene, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office Forensic Unit pulling up to the scene at the Pasco County landfill. The deputies are searching for a possible connection to the disappearance of 34-year-old Kathleen Moore, who's been missing since Monday. And not too far away in Newport Richey, authorities are at the home of Moore's boyfriend here in the Tampa Bay area. Hey there, everybody. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. A lot of developments occurring in the last 90 minutes on the disappearance of Kathleen Moore, 34 years old. We're going to get into Kathleen Moore's story. If you haven't heard of this story before, we're going to go over all the details. But first and foremost, I want to get you over to Eagle 8 HD, and let's just talk about what we're seeing from Eagle currently live over the landfill in Pasco County. Now, forensics units with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office have recently pulled up at the scene. WFLA News Channel 8 confirming that the Sheriff's Office is here for a possible connection to the disappearance of missing woman Kathleen Moore, 34 years old, who hasn't been seen in about 5 days. Again, we're going to get into her story, but you're looking here live from Eagle 8 HD as a forensics unit I don't know if is pulling away here or driving deeper into the Pasco County landfill. They have been here for some time. Eagle just getting here to the scene moments ago. So let's get into the story of Kathleen Moore. Last seen November. Let's bring up her pictures here. Last seen November 29th, 34 years old, and friends with Jessica Brummett. You see there on the right side of your screen, Jessica sending us these photos. We'll stay here live with you on Eagle 8 HD. We're losing sunlight here and on the Gulf Coast side of Florida, but we'll stay here with you. There's Kathleen Moore on the right side of your screen. Pictures again sent in by Jessica Brummett. Considers her a best friend, sisters, if you will, and gave us permission to share these photos with our audience. Kathleen had been living in Clearwater, Florida. She was last seen by Jessica Brummett last Thursday for Thanksgiving at her parents' home, Jessica Brummett's parents' home. You saw the parents there in a previous photo in Newport Richey. The parents very close with Kathleen as well. Brummett said that she messaged with Kathleen on Sunday morning on Facebook Messenger. That's the last time that they had any communication with one another. Brummett said that Kathleen, this is all according to WFLA News Channel 8's Justin Shecker, who's going to be joining us momentarily with the latest from the boyfriend's home. We'll have more on that in a second. But Brummett said that Kathleen, right side of your screen, was at a friend's home in Largo, left her car there, and then took an Uber to see her boyfriend. Her boyfriend in...
All right, I'm gonna take my little poochies out real quick. Do we want to watch this, guys? Because I really, Shalina, hello, Shalina.
She said yes. That's her older sister.
Older sister, Shalina. I'm sorry because I am so. We have looked into so many cases in the last 2 days that I feel like I'm related to like the Galanis, and I'm definitely related to Letitia Stout. Like, there's no doubt I'm part of that family.
Jessica said yes. We want to watch it, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna mic down for a little and take care of the pooches before I get ready for bed. So, all right. Love all of you. Thank you for coming in. I'm gonna say it now in case I fall asleep. Hello, Shalina. She is a beautiful girl. And I hope that this is a big mistake.
In Newport Richey. Now, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office says that she was last seen around 1 a.m. on Carmel Avenue on November 29th. So early that morning, literally last seen that night of November 28th going into November 29th. Now, according to Brummett, Kathleen got into an argument with her boyfriend on Sunday night and was trying to leave the scene of that argument with her boyfriend. She had FaceTime with a friend saying that she was waiting for an Uber to leave the scene of that confrontation with her boyfriend, according to Jessica Brummett. Now, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office has detectives on scene right now connected to her missing person case at the boyfriend's home in Newport Richey. That's where Justin Checker is. We're going to have a live report coming up from Justin here momentarily as soon as we're able to get him live on WFLA Now. We're waiting for him to just kind of assess the scene. He has just pulled up to the scene there as the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is investigating the home of the boyfriend. Now, the home there is on Carmel Drive in the Seven Springs area of Newport Richey. And there's more to this story. I want to make sure that I read this here accurately for our audience. Let's leave Eagle 8 HD up on the screen because I'm looking outside. A beautiful, gorgeous sunset right now over the Tampa Bay area, but the sun is setting and we are going to be losing sunlight. And some areas, when we have Eagle 8 HD, when we have a lot of street lights, we can show you that area because it's well lit. This is a very rural, obviously, Pasco County landfill. So when the sun goes down, the lights go out, that's really going to be it from Eagle. So we're going to stay with Eagle for as long as humanly possible here as we try to decipher from the air what's going on at the Pasco County landfill. Now, according to Jessica Brummett, the best friend who sent us the pictures that we've been showing here on WFLA Now, a homeless man was searching for food not too far away from where this has all been going on. And a homeless man found Kathleen's cell phone, found the phone in a dumpster at a Walgreens near the boyfriend's home, and told, and this all this information coming from the closest friend, Jessica Brummett, the mother spoke to, now as I understand it, the mother of Kathleen Moore spoke with this homeless man, recorded video of him, and the cracked cell phone has been turned over to deputies. The cracked cell phone that was Kathleen Moore's, found in a dumpster by a homeless man just searching for food at a Walgreens in the area near the boyfriend's home. Now, let's make that very clear. The Walgreens itself is near the boyfriend's home in Newport Richey. That cracked cell phone has been turned over to deputies. So that's another very fascinating development in this case. All eyes are on here from Eagle 8 HD as we hope to get some answers. Now, we're going to have another live feed to bring you here momentarily, folks. Another live feed that we're going to be showing you, and that live feed is from Newport Richey. We're going to be taking you live to the boyfriend's home where the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is currently on the scene. We do not know whether or not the Pasco County Sheriff's Office has anything on the boyfriend right now. We do have, of course, these details from Kathleen Moore's friend talking to WFLA News Channel 8 and talking to Justin Checker, saying that there was this confrontation, this fight, and that Kathleen Moore was trying to leave the scene, try to get away or leave that scene in an Uber, and that then the phone of Kathleen Moore was discovered in the dumpster at a Walgreens nearby. So we're hoping to find out more details here momentarily once we do have a live picture from the scene you can use, as we do here, everybody on WFLA Now, looking at these photos of Kathleen. So here is the photos now of Kathleen Moore on the left, Jessica Brummett, her closest friend, on the right, and then Jessica's parents. They're all very close as we understand it. And Brummett, again, a native of Clearwater, Florida, in Pinellas County, just south of Pasco County. But again, let's show you Eagle 8 HD and keep this split screen up for as long as we have daylight over the Pasco County landfill that is being searched. Now, we don't have too many details as to this possible connection of the landfill to Moore's disappearance. We just know that the deputy presence and the forensics unit presence here at the landfill on the left side of your screen is connected to the Kathleen Moore case, we've been told by Pasco County officials. I'll use our Facebook Live and YouTube Live comment section with hashtag HeyJB to try to feature some of the questions and comments that are coming in on WFLA Now. But in the meantime, folks, I'm going to try to step away from the microphone for 90 seconds and get an update on where we are with the live feed from outside of the home of Kathleen Moore's boyfriend that is currently being combed through by investigators, deputies with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. So I'll be stepping away for 90 seconds. Back here soon on WFLA Now.
Shalina, we do make a little bit of an accusation here and there, but it's always alleged.
Well, I haven't really even dug into. I first heard of her today, so this is actually my first time listening to what they're saying. But JB does definitely, he's not completely accurate all the time.
Oh, so this was a new boyfriend. Very new.
How?
Shalina, we do make a little bit of an accusation here and there, but it's always alleged.
WFLA app, we're following the story.
Well, I haven't really
34-year-old Kathleen Moore.
I first heard of her today.
Look, it's working. He thinks it's a video game.
He's learning.
And he doesn't even know it.
Missing for the last week or so, the last 5 days. Friends, family desperately hoping that she is found alive. But now Pasco County authorities searching a landfill in Pasco County, possibly connected to her disappearance, WFLA News Channel 8 has learned. Back here with you live, everybody, on WFLA Now. We have been told that Eagle 8 HD is returning home to the nest. Reason being is because Pasco County officials have left the landfill. Don't know if they discovered anything there. Don't know if there's going to be any return trips back. But we did have the video here at the beginning of the stream showing the cruisers that were there combing through the area. And we were told by Pasco County, by the Sheriff's Office in Pasco County, that they were there in connection to the Kathleen Moore disappearance. Kathleen Moore, here on the right side of your screen, not seen since early morning hours of November 29th, when, according to her closest friends, talking to WFLA News Channel 8, she was engaged in a fight with her boyfriend, a boyfriend who lives in Newport Richey, Florida, and a boyfriend who currently, as we understand it from WFLA's Justin Shecker, who's at that scene. Deputies and investigators are now going through that home and are at that home presently. We'll have details on that coming up here shortly on WFLA Now as soon as we have a feed to bring you. We're waiting for the crews, our news crews there, to get their feed up and running so we can bring you that picture. In the meantime here, folks, what I'll try to do is I'll try to answer some of the questions here about this story. And here's an excellent one that just came in from Allison Johnson. #KJB, does the Uber driver show that they picked her up, or was the ride canceled? I don't know if we have those details, Allison. This is a very pertinent question. I'm glad that Allison asked it, because all we have from Jessica Brummett, the closest friend, who you'll see when the photo cycles back here, you'll see here on the right side of your screen, near her parents and Kathleen Moore, that she was waiting for an Uber in the early morning hours of November 29th. And she was waiting on that Uber to leave. But let's not forget that the cell phone, Allison, was found inside a dumpster by a homeless man at a Walgreens dumpster. So don't know at this time whether or not she got in the Uber. But if the cell phone is at the Walgreens, where does that fit in? We don't know. She was waiting for the Uber, and we don't know whether or not she got in that Uber. Hopefully we'll be able to clarify that detail if we do have more information on whether or not she was able to get in the Uber. If she was able to get in the Uber, that then becomes part of an active investigation. Uber has cooperated with countless investigations in the past. If police are investigating transportation that involves an Uber or a Lyft, those organizations will cooperate as much as they can to provide information to law enforcement as to where that Uber went, where it was going to be headed, where the passenger was dropped off, so on and so forth. So it's an excellent question from a member of our audience, the first question that we're taking here, and we'll try to take some more here. Again, if you use for newcomers here on WFLA Now, if you use hashtag HeyJB, that signals to us that you would like for us to feature your question or comment on screen. If you don't feel comfortable with your comment being on screen, just don't use the hashtag, and we'll let you continue to comment back and forth with your fellow commenters here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Let's get to the next comment. Chelsea Loper, hashtag HeyJB, when will the feed be up at the boyfriend's house? I've been told within the next 10 minutes. So hopefully within the next 10 minutes, we will have up the feed of the boyfriend's house. Believe me, we want to be able to show you live coverage here of this story, and we're going to be able to do so once we have our news crews in position. As we understand it, a perimeter has been set up, so media can only get so close to the house. Again, tape going up usually means that something's going on. That's usually an indicator that, of course, the law enforcement agency at the scene doesn't want media getting too close to the scene of whatever they are investigating. So tape, as we understand it, is up or was up at a certain point, and we're going to have that camera feed right at that tape momentarily. I've been told, again, before 6 o'clock Eastern time, so that's 8 minutes from now. As we wait for that live feed to become available, and if I keep looking this way, it's because I'm looking for that feed to become available for us to grab. But in the meantime, folks, let's stay here with you live and answer any of the questions, or perhaps we have some other comments interactively here, interactive journalism that carries the story forward. Allison's question was a phenomenal one off the top. Did the Uber driver show that there was transportation for Kathleen Moore in those early morning hours after the fight, according to Jessica Brummett, had occurred between Kathleen Moore here and the boyfriend? Let's again set this table for you. Kathleen Moore, boyfriend, getting a fight, according to Jessica Brummett, in the area of the home of Newport Richey. Actually, let me make sure I have that right. Brummett says that Kathleen got into an argument with the boyfriend Sunday night and was trying to leave. We believe in the Newport Richey area. She had FaceTimed a friend saying that she was waiting for an Uber to pick her up. We don't know if she got in that Uber. We don't, to Allison's question here, but we'll try to feature some more comments and questions with the hashtag HeyJB. I'll bring up this comment from Deanna, and I think it's only because I don't like to compare stories all that much. But Deanna Rinaldi, hashtag HeyJB, this is crazy. It's almost like Gabby Petito part 2 after a fight with the partner. Brian Laundrie was a person of interest in Gabby Petito's disappearance. With the boyfriend right now, we don't have anything suggesting that the boyfriend is in any way involved with the disappearance. We have it from her friend, not authorities, that there was an argument that took place. I understand that it can be easy to make that comparison to Gabby Petito. I will say this is a missing persons case right now. And it's so easy to jump to that terrible conclusion that something has happened to Kathleen Moore. We are hoping that Kathleen Moore is found safe and sound, as are more than anyone her friends and family. But I know from conversations with Joe Petito, Gabby Petito's father, that this is the type of story that the Gabby Petito Foundation is really trying to assist with, as far as making sure that future tragedies don't occur. Kathleen Moore is missing. What can be done as far as the resources that were committed to the Gabby Petito disappearance? What can be done to bring Kathleen Moore home safely to her closest friends and, of course, to her family? So I comparing the stories, I get that yeah, you hear some of the notes here that we have from my reporter's notebook, and your mind immediately goes to that story, but they are two separate stories, even though they do, to our viewers like Deanna, have the stories have a good amount in common, at least with what we know with Kathleen Moore at this stage in time. Let's get to some other comments as we are again. Oh, okay, we might have that feed coming up. No, that's That is not the feed. We just had 2 additional live feeds, one from Tampa International Airport, one from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Neither are the one that we are looking for from Pasco County, the Pasco County town of Newport Richey, where Justin Checker is. And we're trying to get up a picture as soon as humanly possible. I've been told it's still planned for early in the 6 o'clock hour, so approximately 6 o'clock Eastern time. While we're waiting for that live feed, glad that you're spending a part of your Friday evening with us folks on WFLA Now. But again, I wish under better circumstances, talking about yet another missing person, and we're hoping that Kathleen Moore is found safe and sound. Although we have, of course, reported on a landfill possibly being connected to her disappearance, and we have also been reporting on the terrible situation that's been unfolding over the last 5 days as far as her disappearance, and now the investigation that's being done as far as the boyfriend's home in Newport Richey. Let's get to some more questions and comments that are coming in with hashtag HeyJB as we await. Heather Dubiel, and we were talking about this in the last stream with how much criticism that there has been of law enforcement in the Gabby Petito story, and how much criticism there was in our previous stream with the parents of Michigan school shooting suspect, the 15-year-old Michigan school shooting suspect. Wow, excuse me. The last name is escaping me, and just because I've been speaking so much on Ethan Crumbley, thank you. Just had to bring up my notes here. We were talking about it in the Ethan Crumbley stream, and the parents that had gone off the grid, that there was a lot of criticism from law enforcement in that stream, and then of course going back to our Petito coverage. But it's nice to see every now and again. We always like to cover both sides of every issue, folks. And Heather Dubiel, hashtag HJB, saying in Pasco County we have an amazing sheriff's department. That's the comment here from Heather. And we have, of course, so many hardworking men and women of law enforcement that do their very, very best in the investigations to bring justice to causes and bring justice to the investigations that they delve so many hours into. Pasco County Sheriff Chris Nacco, who, of course, we've had on WFLA Now in the past in various press conferences from various stories. So a shout out to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office from Heather and our Facebook Live comment section. Let's get to some other comments that are coming in. This is an interesting one from, let's get to Peach's comment. Peaches, do you think by default that her phone is in a dumpster? How did the phone end up in the dumpster? Did Kathleen put the phone in the dumpster? How did it end up there? Somebody was trying to get rid of it. A phone just doesn't appear in a dumpster unless you're trying to discard of it. Who was trying to dispose of the phone? And again, for those of you just joining us in the last several minutes, as we were noting earlier, Brummett's mother, who was very close to Kathleen Moore. So Kathleen's, one of her closest friend's mothers, said that a homeless man found the phone, Kathleen's phone, at a Walgreens, in a dumpster at a Walgreens parking lot near Newport Richey, near the boyfriend's home, and that the phone was cracked, and that cracked cell phone was turned over to deputies. Let's go back to the Gabby Petito story for just 1 second in this regard. Gabby Petito's phone was never recovered, and Gabby Petito's phone was the focus and the fascination. If you find, the point being is that if you find a phone, you are able to hopefully get to the information that it contains. Information such as the Uber, such as the final text messages or communication from that phone. So the cracked cell phone found in a dumpster by a homeless person was found in that dumpster at a Walgreens near the boyfriend's home. But here's the thing. Who put it there? We're now getting in the feed, everybody. The feed just popped up, and let's go now live.
On your side, Moore and her boyfriend were at her family's home last Thursday for Thanksgiving. That is the last time she saw her. Moore works as a bartender in St. Petersburg, but never showed up to work on Monday morning. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office is investigating this missing persons case. Brummett told me with each passing day, she's becoming more worried about the well-being of a friend she considers a sister.
You're listening to 8 on Your Side's Justin Shecker, who is just arrived now at the scene, reporting in our 6 o'clock newscast on WFLA News Channel 8. And we're going to have, hopefully, Jessica Brummett speaking about Kathleen Moore here momentarily. But let's listen in to Justin Shecker reporting live.
And take a look at this new video just into our newsroom from Eagle 8 HD flying over the Pasco County landfill in Spring Hill. A Pasco Sheriff spokesperson says they will continue to follow up on any leads and tips they receive about Kathleen Moore's disappearance throughout the county. And the close friend also tells 8 on Your Side earlier this week, a homeless man searching for food in a dumpster at a nearby Walgreens found Kathleen Moore's cell phone. I'm told that phone has been turned over to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office as part of their investigation. Be sure to stay with News Channel 8 for any updates on the search for missing Kathleen Moore. We're live tonight in Newport Richey. I'm Justin Shecker, 8 on Your Side.
And Justin here at the scene. So again, we were talking earlier about, let's go bring up, Justin does not know he's on camera there.
Well, I'm not trying to say anything because I don't want to say anything that's going to upset Shalina, but that explains honestly why they're looking at the landfill, because the phone was found in a garbage can. What are the odds of a homeless man going into that garbage can and finding a cell phone?
Well, I mean, homeless people kind of do that, though.
I'm saying, but it's thankful that the phone was found.
Yes, very, very.
Yeah, we're going to finish listening to it, but we have to talk once in a while, or JB will get mad at us. That's horrible. So she says they've been dating off and on. Her mother wants no part of any of the media, which I do not blame her. Because some of these YouTube people are crazy. I mean, not like her and I are, but you know. But that's sad. But I think that's just why they're probably looking there, is because of where the phone was found. And is Colin in custody right now?
I think she said he was, maybe. Let's see.
Yes, you were lucky. That's what I was just saying, Shalina. Very lucky that he happened to dig in that dumpster and find a cell phone. Very lucky. Like, the odds of that are, wow. Considering she went missing on the 29th. So there was so she didn't get into an Uber car. The Uber car is out of the picture.
Yes, so she went with Colin. Colin is not in custody as far as we know. They've just searched his home, she said.
Yes, I get that. But that's okay, Shalina, because I'll be looking into this myself and finding out what's going on with everything. Okay, let's go finish. Well, we're going to speed it up a little. How long is this? I am so blind. Yeah, let's go to 1.5.
My mom met Colin the night of her birthday, and she didn't like his vibe. Maybe I can see why.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, the picture of the couple sitting with your sister on the couch. I thought maybe that was who Colin was, that redheaded, short, red hair type of, you know what I'm saying? The man sitting next to her.
Yeah.
That's who I thought Colin was.
Okay, that's a huge red flag.
Aw, you and your sister look so much alike. Yeah, that's a huge red flag. That sounds like so many of them. She walked down the driveway, never saw her again. Left with some guy.
No, that was not.
Kessler said Stephanie just left in her car, but no, Kessler, we saw you in a video move her car all by yourself to the parking lot of a store with cameras because you are obviously not as bright as you think you are, sir.
So
better pray
mom
for
felt something was
forgiveness.
off about him.
Yeah, usually moms have a good instinct about their kids' boyfriends, especially if they're very overprotective mothers. All right, let's see what good old JB has to say. Do you think? I hope Kaz is okay. I'm kind of worried about her.
She was feeling under the weather, and then also with her procedures, that was also adding to it. So she might just be kind of down and out today.
Yeah, and she might be tired from all of this overbrain that she. I mean, she was working her brain
She is a
today.
digger.
Whew, all right.
But let's show you the scene. So Justin, you can see there standing in front of the camera. And we were noting earlier that we were losing sunlight fast, as we do. That's how sunsets work. Losing sunlight fast in Tampa Bay, in our area, in Pasco County. And it's pretty much dark, super dark now behind Justin. But hopefully we've got Chris Coyner, a phenomenal photographer here at WFLA News Channel. Hopefully he'll be able to brighten up the shot, open up the exposure a little bit, and we'll be able to see some detail as to what's going on behind Justin here at the scene. So let's see if we can bring in Justin as soon as he's able to join us here live, everybody, on WFLA Now. He's stepping.
Which Layla, Shalina? Layla Cavett?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, poor Layla Cavett. I don't think we will ever find Layla Cavett, unfortunately. I believe that the witch doctor that basically said what happened to Layla.
Kenny said Cass had to put her foot up.
You know what, Kenny? You're just a naughty boy. Yeah, Layla Cavett. I believe the same thing that got to Brian Laundrie is the same thing that got to Layla. Alligators.
Off camera to call in and be part of our live stream now. And now that he's done with his live report here on the 6 o'clock news on WFLA News Channel 8, not sure how long Justin is going to be able to join us, but we'll try to get him in for as long as we can to provide some context as to the story in which we are covering, the disappearance of Kathleen Moore. And there is Justin calling in. Welcome to live streaming.
Your comment made me laugh.
We don't get to go to commercial break and have somebody call in. Justin is literally calling into our live stream right now to be able to join us. So you're seeing just a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes as far as the live streaming product that we put out here on WFLA Now. If you hear the ringing, that is Justin Checker joining us, everybody. Justin, you're live on WFLA Now, and I hear you listening to our live stream here presently. You're live, you're on screen. Can you explain where you are and what is behind you, Justin?
Hey, JB, good evening to you. We just wrapped up our live report on News Channel 8 at 6. We are here on Carmel Avenue in Newport Richey. You can see the crime tape set up behind me. Pasco County Sheriff's deputies have been focused on searching a home. We're told it belongs to missing Kathleen Moore's boyfriend. I'll step out of the way. Our photojournalist Chris Coyner can zoom on in here. This is the last known area where Kathleen Moore was seen around 1 in the morning on Monday. As I mentioned to you, JB, I had a conversation with a close friend who considers Kathleen like a sister. Jessica Brummett tells 8 on Your Side that Moore took an Uber over to this address sometime Sunday evening, and that is the last time anyone heard from her, that she came to see the boyfriend here. And again, 1 a.m. is the last time she's known to be seen. The friend also tells 8 on Your Side, as you can see this member of the sheriff's office takes some evidence bags out of the home here. Another key piece of information, JB, the close friend tells me that her cell phone was located in a dumpster by a homeless man at a Walgreens that we actually passed on our drive to the house here. That phone was found either Monday or Tuesday, and the friend says that has been turned over to the sheriff's office. Again, it's interesting to think about that phone being found in the dumpster, as you've been showing the images to our viewers of the of Eagle 8 HD flying over the landfill a little north of here in Spring Hill, the Pasco County landfill there. So again, we are on the scene here, JB. A fast-moving investigation with deputies at least 2 scenes this evening connected to the search for this missing woman, Kathleen Moore.
8 on Your Side's Justin Checker. Justin, we were just reporting a moment ago that the Pasco County Forensics Unit as we'll bring us both up here on screen, and that's now Justin twice, but let's show some images here in the center of your screen of Kathleen.
Okay, I have a couple questions, Shalina, if you can answer them. How far away Did your sister live from Colin? Did she take an Uber to his house? If you can answer that, I'm just curious. And then I'm curious who's in the picture if you know. Was that too many questions?
Well, we know it's not the boyfriend.
No. We don't usually go live until 11:30 at night, Shalina. We're good. We went live early today. So, can you say like about how far away in the
So-
county south of Colin?
Did you ask about an
Picked her
Uber?
up. Well, hang on one. Yeah, she's answering here.
Okay.
My sister lived in the county south of Colin. Colin picked her up from her friend's house and took her to his house. So there's no Uber in the mix whatsoever.
No.
So it's just a county over, so probably within half an hour. Okay. And do you know who's in this picture? That's Jessica Bremett's family. So this is the one that they're saying is talking on the phone and her close friend. So is Jessica in the blue shirt or the one sitting off to the side? Do you know? Miss Sassy, yes. Okay, so this is the one who was giving WFLA their information. The friend that's like a sister to her. This is who they're talking, the late girl in the picture. Yes, okay. So that's who this picture family is. So Colin dropped her off, Colin picked her up, and that's the day she went missing, the 29th. Then the homeless man found her phone. So obviously there's been no phone, no social media, nothing like that being used. Did she have any kids, Shalina? Children? She looks young. How old is Kathleen? Like we heard about this like minutes before, a couple hours I guess before we went live.
Yeah, like she said, someone sent it in Discord and we both thought it was a whole other case.
Yeah, so that's the mom and that's her on the far right. Okay, got it. Okay. Well, it was her best friend. They were like sisters. And I guess her mom was like a mom to her too.
Oh, she has a daughter.
Ah, gosh. Is her daughter with you and your family? You know what? I hate this. Now, this is when it really gets under my skin.
Yes.
Oh, PB&J's Australian too. We are so going there, girl. Gosh, I can't wait. And Kaz is paying for my ticket. Oh, that's why she's not coming around. She can't find the clip of me supposedly saying what I never said.
She sent it to me last night.
Did I say it?
It was a recording.
But not me.
It was not you.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Kathleen was staying with her friend, Nikki. Yeah, we don't have to get personal. So she had a daughter.
Okay.
34 years old. The phone was found. Yeah, we'll find out if Mr. Colin was brought in for questioning and all that good stuff. Let's hear what JB has to say. And Justin.
More. Justin, let's talk about the landfill connection. And now as we're zooming in here, yeah, Chris Coiner, right on pointer photographer here at WFLA. Justin, we'll talk more about the landfill in a second. We just kind of talk about what's going on here behind you.
Again, you're looking at the forensic van from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. It appeared this person just put several bags, presumably of evidence, into the van. Again, we've been out here since about 4:30. They've been out here a couple hours before we arrived. And again, they've been focused on this home here on Carmel Avenue, which we're told is the home where her boyfriend lived. And again, this is the last known location where this missing woman was seen around 1 o'clock on Monday morning.
Now, Jessica Brummett told you, Justin, in your reporting that there was an argument that took place. Is that correct? What do we know about Kathleen Moore's boyfriend, other than the fact that he lives in Newport Richey, and other than this argument, this fight that occurred before her disappearance?
Well, JB, you know our procedures at this point. We are not naming or identifying this boyfriend. I can tell you we do know who this person is. And one thing that the close friend Jessica told me was last Thursday, Kathleen, the boyfriend, were at her family's home here in Newport Richey for Thanksgiving. And that was the first time Jessica told me she had met this boyfriend. Again, she told me it was Sunday, sometime Sunday afternoon, evening. She took that Uber from a friend's house in Largo, left her car in Largo, took the Uber here. And again, that's when they never made it back. All she mentioned to me was that Kathleen had tried to call another friend, saying there had been some argument with the boyfriend and that she'd been waiting for a ride to be picked up. But that's the last anyone heard from her Sunday evening going into Monday morning.
So here's a big question that we got, and let's see if we can animate it again. It was the first question that we took here on our live stream. It comes from Allison Johnson. It was a perfect question to kick things off as far as the interactive questions that we take here on WFLA Now. She asked, #KJB, does the Uber driver show that they picked her up, or was the ride canceled? When Allison is asking, did she ever get in that Uber the last time that we had heard of Kathleen Moore?
That is a great question, JB. I don't have the answer to that particular question. I can also tell our viewers this young woman works as a bartender down in St. Petersburg, and she never showed up to work on Monday. So I think that's when the friends really started growing concerned about her whereabouts and her well-being, that this woman did not show up to work on Monday.
And you interviewed, Justin, Jessica Brummett. Can you explain to our viewers, for those just joining us, who Jessica Brummett is in relation to Kathleen Moore? Kathleen Moore, the missing woman here on the right side of your screen, folks. And there's Jessica. There's the photo of the four of them. There's Jessica Brummett all the way on the right. Can you explain their connection?
So Jessica basically says Kathleen is like a sister to her, that they met growing up in the same apartment complex when they were 11 years old. So this is 23 years ago. They're both 34-year-old now. And really, her family's almost been like a second family to Kathleen. You can see that photo, how they spent Thanksgiving together. So they're just very tight, close-knit friends, almost like sisters. And she's one of many friends who've been posting on Facebook, on social media the past few days, trying to share Kathleen's photo, trying to get the word out, to try to help the sheriff's office to try to find her and bring her home safe.
Now, we now have a portion of that interview that I believe, Justin, that was an interview that you did with Jessica Brummett. So we're about to hear from Jessica Brummett. What do you have to say? This is now the interview, so I'd like for you just to be able to introduce it.
You'll see just how emotional she is with each passing day. She's becoming more worried about the well-being of her close friend. Take a listen now.
Strong for my family. And mentally, it's been the hardest thing. And when I say hard, it's hard because I want to have faith and hope that she comes home so I can hear her infectious laughter and hug her and let her know that I love her. Hard because we're now at 5 days.
It's really hard listening to that, Justin. You can just hear it, that sense of desperation in Jessica's voice, hoping that Kathleen is found safe and sound. Missing for 5 days, this possible landfill connection, and the Pasco County Sheriff's Office searching that landfill. Let's just kind of pivot there for a second. We did see from Eagle 8 HD those forensics units there at the landfill in Pasco County. They are no longer there. They left a little bit before the sunset here in the Tampa Bay area. What do we know, if anything, right now about what was discovered at the landfill there in nearby Pasco County?
Still no official word, JB, about what might have been found. Again, I mentioned the detail from Jessica about her phone having been located in a dumpster at a Walgreens nearby. Obviously, the first thing I'll do when we wrap up this stream, I'll try to reach out to the public information officer with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office to see if anything might have been found. I can tell you they are still seeking tips. We have that information on our website, the number to call. We're going to share her photo as much as we can. Anyone in this Newport Richey area might have been by that Walgreens, which is one of the main, State Road 54, Chris? On State Road 54, not too far from the home here. So again, this remains an active missing persons investigation, and I'll be sure to check back in with the sheriff's office whether they found anything over at the landfill. The spokesperson also tells 8 on Your Side they will follow up on any leads and tips they receive throughout this county. But in the other detail I mentioned, JB, that Kathleen had been living over in Clearwater, Pinellas County, but this area here in Pasco County is where the missing person report was filed, and this street here is where she was last seen 5 days ago.
Justin, we know that you have to get going here shortly. to prepare for additional reports. We have a 7 o'clock newscast, an 8 o'clock newscast, an 11 o'clock news. We do a lot of news here at WFLA on television, on our broadcast product. So, Justin, I'll just ask you up front, how long do you have with us as we continue to take some questions and comments? How long do you realistically have here on stream with us?
Probably hang for about another 3 to 5 minutes, JB.
All right, let's do it. Another 5 minutes, and let's take this one from Chelsea Loper joining us. And Chelsea asking, oh, we have a, well, let's go. Justin, was that a neighbor, and what did he have to say?
I think it was just a neighbor who does not like the fact that his street is roped off right now. So just a neighbor on a motorcycle leaving the area. Nothing I believe to be related to this case, JB.
All right, let's get to one more time, and that's welcome to live streaming, folks. You never know what's going to happen when we are live at the scene of a developing news story. Let's get to Chelsea Loper's comment. We just threw it up here on screen, and Chelsea asking #HeyJB, do you have a photo of the boyfriend or know anything about him? And Justin noted this a moment ago. The boyfriend isn't a suspect in any crime. He hasn't been charged with anything at this time. So we're not naming him right now. Justin, you know who he is, but he's not being named at this time but let's talk about the fact that his home, you're standing in front of his home, correct? And they just took a lot of bags of belongings out of that home. Do we know if Kathleen Moore lived at this home? Could those belongings have been hers and they're removing some of the items that were Kathleen's from the scene? Or is this just the boyfriend's home based on what we know tonight?
So according to the close friend Jessica, she tells me that Kathleen was living at an address in Clearwater. So she had not been living together with this boyfriend, according to the close friend. Again, we don't know exactly what was removed from this home. Detectives have been here for a couple of hours. You can see the forensic van behind me. And like you mentioned, JB, we did see a few of those brown bags being carried out. But as you know, in these investigations, they'll be pretty tight-lipped about what they found at this point. But again, they've been out here for a couple hours. We did see investigators put a few bags into the van behind me.
Another question that just came in from one of our commenters. We'll leave Justin up here on screen to take this one. And it comes from Donovan Roos, #HeyJB. Where is the boyfriend right now? This is a great question. Justin, do we know if the boyfriend is at the home behind you?
We don't know for sure. Our photojournalist here saw someone drive off who he thinks may have been the boyfriend. I'm going to review that video later because I have seen a photo. We're not sharing that publicly. So we think he might have left from the neighborhood here. We're not 100% sure, but that is another great question from one of our viewers right now.
Yeah, WFLA's Justin Check. You can.
I hate to say it, but we will find out who he is, like, as soon as the stream ends.
As soon as it ends, yes.
I am going to know his date of birth, where he lives, his parents, his maternal grandparents, any crime he's been in. If he went to school, I am going to know the day he was born, where he was born, and his parents.
What we do.
Yeah, we're going to find out all about this Colin boy. I heard Largo. I heard State Road 80 or 84.
Follow him, everybody, at WFLA Justin for updates. He's going to be at the scene following up on leads on this story. Justin, before we let you go, what are you going to be focusing in on here in the hours ahead? We'll be looking forward to your... Yeah, no, go right ahead, Justin.
Well, obviously, we're going to try to follow up with the sheriff's office to see if anything might have been found over at the landfill. Again, also following up on what...
Look at Angel acting surprised. Acting surprised that we're going to know everything about this kid. Boy.
You should already know.
I know, right? Like it's
We're nosy.
No, Alma, we don't know where any of you look. You guys don't. We don't look at you guys.
If you go missing,
hello, Alicia, but if you're bad,
we're dying.
I might send you like a glitter bomb or something over there. One of those penis glitter bombs. Nah, she would probably like one of those glitter bombs, actually. Look at, yeah, she's like lies. Nah, we're not going to look you up, Alma.
But the friend told me about the phone, Kathleen Moore's cell phone being found at the nearby dumpster. I just want to mention a few other things that I learned about this young woman in my conversation with her close friend. She has a biological daughter, so she is a mother. The child was adopted, but I'm told Kathleen is still involved in this teenage daughter's life. So we do know she does have one child. I was also told she was taking classes for phlebotomy, excuse me, and was wrapping that up. And I also mentioned she worked as a bartender at a restaurant down in St. Pete. So just tried to learn as much as I could about this missing woman in my conversation with her close friend. But you heard that really emotional soundbite, JB, that with each passing day, as we know in these missing persons cases, just families become and friends become more worried and concerned about their well-being. So we'll probably circle back with Jessica tonight, see if she's any new information, and also try to follow up with the sheriff's office whether anything of consequence was found in this home and over at that landfill, which Eagle HD was flying over earlier today.
Yeah, Justin here answering a question that as it was being asked by unapologetic me, #KJB, is she a mother? And there, of course, you have the answer that yes, 34-year-old Kathleen Moore, a mother. Lindsay Slemp with the final question that we're going to be taking for Justin Checker, #KJB. Another great question. Justin, I was noting earlier, and you know from our coverage together of the Gabby Petito story, that there was so much focus on her cell phone because here in the year 2021, and really it's been this way for some time now, for many years now, your phone has so much information that is pertinent to an ongoing investigation to where your whereabouts. With Gabby Petito, the phone eluded authorities. In this case, we now have the phone discovered by a homeless man in a dumpster at the Walgreens near where you're standing. So Lindsay here is asking, #KJB, where is the Walgreens security footage? Because as we were noting earlier before you hopped on stream with us, whoever puts the phone in that dumpster, that's of course going to be a key part in the investigation. Probably we don't, but do we have any idea tonight as to whether or not there's any surveillance video of outside that Walgreens to potentially give us an angle as to who might have dumped the phone inside that dumpster?
Well, from experience, JB, dealing with big corporate companies like Walgreens, they're not going to turn that video over to us. We're probably going to stop by there as well because it's not too far. I imagine there are cameras on that property, and that'll be another question I have for the sheriff's office if they reviewed any video from that Walgreens. But that is, again, a great question from our viewer there. Just from prior experience, JB, these bigger corporate stores don't tend to turn that video over easily to reporters. And again, we don't know exactly what time it might have been dumped. Again, 1 o'clock on November 29th, Monday morning, is the last time that deputies say Kathleen Moore was seen here on this street. But that, again, is a great question about any other video evidence they might have. And we'll be sure to stay on top of this and see if there are any more late-breaking developments for our newscast at 11.
And we'll feature this one more just because it's what we want to be talking about with missing person cases. Maisie here, #KJB, asking, is there supposed to be a candlelight event tonight at where she worked at St. Pete Whiskey Wings? Have you heard anything in your reporting? And if not, Justin, that could be relevant to your reporting tonight. A community member, Maisie, commenting at us saying that there might be a candlelight event for Kathleen Moore tonight.
At Whiskey Wings, that is the name of the establishment where Jessica told me Kathleen Moore does work. I have not yet had a chance to reach out to her. It's obviously been a hectic afternoon, JB, chasing this breaking news, talking to Jessica, coming to the scene. But I may try to make a call over to Whiskey Wings to see if they're doing anything over there. But again, seeing a lot of posts on social media. There are a lot of concerned friends and coworkers tonight all wanting to find Kathleen Moore safe and sound.
Yeah, so we'll try to follow up and let folks know if that is in fact happening. Again, that's not according to us. It's according to one of our commenters. And thank you for the commenter to pointing it out. Justin, before we let you go, your last word here. What are you going to be following up on in the hours ahead? I know you're working on several reports for WFLA News Channel 8 tonight.
Again, most of our report will have more of the interview. You heard some of it with the close friend, Jessica, just how emotional she is and how she wants to get this face out there as much as she can. Like JB, we know so much with the Gabby Petito case, so that family pushed to get her photo out there. I know you'll be sharing Kathleen's photos on social media. I've already tweeted them out. Some of our viewers can share them on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, just to try to get her face out there as much as possible. And again, we'll learn a little more about who this young woman is. Like I mentioned, she was studying phlebotomy. She has a daughter who's since been adopted, but she's still in that child's life. So there are a lot of people concerned tonight about this young woman's well-being. And we're going to try to follow up with the sheriff's office whether they found anything concrete, any evidence in the home or the landfill that will provide any clues as to what happened and where this woman is.
WFLA's Justin Checker. He's on it. Everybody follow him at WFLA Justin. He's going to be posting updates throughout the night, as is our entire WFLA.
Okay, I know the rest. He just repeats of what's going on, but I do have. I'm gonna follow Justin on Twitter now. Her video of her. Oh no, I get so confused. That's the one who flew out to see her boyfriend. Yeah, we're definitely gonna look. But she said that she would not throw her phone in the garbage. I can't imagine that, and it was cracked. So the baby was her biological child, and she put the baby up for adoption, and she's still in her life. Is that what I got from that?
Adoption, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go figure out where all of this is going down. See who the boyfriend is.
We have so much digging to do.
I know. I think Kaz is definitely passed out. My
Yeah,
It's like, well, actually, she might be out and about. I mean, it is like what 3 o'clock in the afternoon there.
I honestly could not tell you.
It's around that time. But I think that's all for tonight. I think that's a handful.
Shalina, oh, I don't know how to ask this, but I just received this question on the side. What was your relationship with like your sister? Were y'all super close? Did y'all live kind of far? Like, just what was your relationship, if that's okay to ask?
Well, we're gonna find out, PB and J. And I'm sure if the phone was trying to be disposed of, there must be something on the phone. But people don't realize you just really don't even need the phone anymore these days. You just need to dump the data.
Stripped right off.
Yep. Kenny behavior. Oh, Kenny. Kenny's a naughty boy.
Me and my sister had a very unique relationship. It's hard to question. It's a hard question to answer because the trauma and history is deep. I can understand that.
Yeah, I get it. Well, everyone, I think that is it for tonight. Yeah, 3 hours and 21 minutes. I'm going to bed.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize.
Right? All right, everyone. Thank you for coming in.
Sorry for
And
crying.
Selena, I'm sorry what is going on with your sister, and I pray that she's found safe and sound.
Yes, it's happened once this week. It can happen again.
Well, it's happened a couple of times. Morgan,
Well, I'm saying just this
Michaela,
week, but yeah. And Cleo, I mean, who would have thought Cleo would have
and
ever been found
Cleo.
alive? That is against every odd.
I mean, Michaela was gone for a month. Kenny, Kenny is we have to go now and find out who everything is on this side. We have work to do. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming in. You know that we appreciate you all so much. Iconic, thank you as always, my wonderful mods.
Thank you, and thank you all.
Email me if you want to. But yeah, we will be finding out who this guy is. And remember, guys, to stay vigilant and keep your babies safe. And with that, I think it's going to be a wrap, huh?
I think so. Good night, guys.
Good night.